On a weekend, Formula One is keen to escape. Welcome to Saudi Arabia for round 2 of the 2022 Formula One season. It's been a very difficult weekend. A drone attack hitting just 6 miles away from the circuit on Friday put doubts over the weekend. The teams, drivers and everyone here at the circuit eager to leave, but the race goes on. Mick Schumacher involved in a very heavy accident yesterday. We're delighted to tell you he is perfectly okay, but he is not racing here today. The Jeddah circuit, a fast, abrasive, many saying dangerous circuit. Concerns about the race today are in everybody's mind, but the race is on. Welcome to Saudi Arabia, a crucial moment once again in the Formula One World Championship. We move away from Bahrain and head back to Jeddah. 105 days later, it's time for round 2 in 2022. So Bahrain in the books, and that goes the way of Charles Leclerc. Now on to Saudi Arabia here on the 27th of March before a 2-week break before F1 heads down under to Australia. The Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix on April the 24th, then back over to Miami on May the 8th as well. On May 22nd, we can go over to Spain. A week later, it's Monaco, the same weekend as the Indy 500 as well. On the 12th of June, Azerbaijan, the same weekend as the Le Mans 24-hour. The 19th of June, he takes us over to Canada. Mark your dates in the diary for the British Grand Prix on July the 3rd, Austria on July the 10th. July 24th sees us go to France before the midsummer break goes to, on 31st of July, to Hungary. We reconvene on August the 28th in Belgium before a triple header, as next week we go over to the Netherlands on September the 4th, and on September 11th we're over in Italy. The flyaways begin again. Singapore on October the 2nd, October the 9th goes to Japan. Then we currently as well, we have a to-be confirmed race as well, currently penciled in on the 23rd of September. Rumours is that's going to go over to Qatar. Further down, the United States Grand Prix on October 23rd, Mexico on October 30th, Brazil on November the 13th, and the season rounds out 9 months to the day on November 20th in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship then, it's a Ferrari 1-2. Charles Leclerc leads the Drivers' Championship to Carlos Sainz in second. Lewis Hamilton leads teammate George Russell for third and fourth. Kevin Magnussen Haas have 10 points. Magnussen points on his return. Brilliant. Same goes for Valtteri Bottas. His debut for Alfa Romeo going well. Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso getting points as well. And Zhou Guanyu in 10th, the last of the point scorers. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari lead the way, 44 points, a maximum from Bahrain as well, their best start in over a decade. Mercedes are second on 27 points. Haas, third in the Constructors' Championship. After no points last year, they've got the perfect 10. Alfa Romeo, fourth on 9. Alpine, fifth on 8. 4 points go the way of AlphaTauri. Aston Martin, Williams, McLaren, and Red Bull Racing, no points on the board. Red Bull last in the Constructors' standings. It's race day at the fastest street circuit on the calendar. It's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and lights out is upon us. Let's take a look at the new Jeddah Corniche circuit, a 3.836 mile circuit, 27 turns and 3 DRS zones. A brand new challenge for the drivers to sink their teeth into, the fastest ever street circuit. On board with the Mercedes then, you're already downhill towards turn 1, you're flat out at 8th gear, 335 kilometers an hour, into the braking zone for turn 1, 3rd gear, 100 kilometers an hour, back down again, 3rd gear, 90 kilometers an hour through turn 2, exit through turn 3, you're already 200 kilometers an hour at 5th gear. Now into the S's section, turns 4, 5 and 6, around about 6th gear, 245 kilometers an hour as you already break your way through. Back through turn 7 now, 8 and 9, hook the back up as well, into turn 10. Now as you ride out towards the exit, to 7th gear, 285, open up the DRS as you hurtle down towards now turn 13, 165 kilometers an hour, 4th gear, back corner, get on the accelerator hard now. as you sweep back through the city centre on the opposite side of the track lake. Down into towards turn 17, 18 is the corner, 6th gear, 245 kilometres an hour, 19 now coming up, 20, 21, all the way to 23, has the DRS boards as well as you flick back through. Coming up now towards turn 22, back down, 6th gear corner, now up to 7th gear only the exit, 270 kilometres an hour, ride back up, round turn 25 as well, DRS zone number 2 on the circuit, Little King, which is turn 26, 8th gear, 215, now into the braking zone, into turn 27, 3rd gear, 120 kilometres an hour, control the wheel spin at the exit, open up the DRS once again, hurtling down towards the start line, and that, across the line, the fastest ever street circuit, and that is a lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Hello everybody and welcome to live coverage of the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We are live not only on YouTube but also on the Ultimate Sports Radio Network over in America. And first of all, we did have a whole pre-show planned, but technology failing us once again. So we are actually simulcasting right now, live on YouTube and live on USRN. And down on the grid, Johnny Herbert is talking to Adrian Newey as well. Let's go down and have a listen.
It's a deliberate strategy. Last year we were a little bit down on straight line speed compared to Mercedes. This year we decided to make sure we weren't in that position relative to Ferrari.
Mate, have a good one.
And Stefan is already getting in touch on the YouTube chat saying a very slow lap of Jeddah that was, to be honest. Yes, it's not my best lap. That was last year as soon as the track came out on the F1 game. So we haven't had time yet to record a new one ahead of this weekend. Hello, everyone on the Mixlr chat as well. Hello to Christian who says hi. Hello, welcome along. For those who can see us on the YouTube chat as well, hello. And those of you who can hear us on the radio, if you're out and about, you're going to have a lot of fun with us here in 2022. One man who won't be having fun with us though, Yuki Tsunoda, on the way to the grid when the pit lane opened, his engine has failed. So unfortunately, Yuki Tsunoda's car has been pushed back. He is out of the race as well before it's even begun. So add that as well, along with Mick Schumacher. So only 18 starters in this race out of the 20 as well. There's 2 Tsunodas on my timing screen. That's going to get confusing. Yeah, Schumacher's out and Tsunoda is out. So 18 starters. Let's go through the grid as it stands as well, as the lights are being flashed around. But first of all, Johnny Herbert's with Jos Verstappen.
How's the sun? How's Max?
He's ready to rock.
I bet he is ready to rock. Yeah, right. Chances today, straight line speed seemed to be something that was good for you, but the Ferrari's race pace looks pretty strong. How confident is Max?
Wow, we don't know. I mean, it's the same as in Bahrain. I think we had a good race pace there as well, but then in the race, Ferrari was a little bit better. But it's a different race, different strategy, different top speeds, so we will see. I think he's confident, but things can change.
Yeah, they can change indeed, but yes, but with the race itself, is it going to be turn 1, the Max we know?
Well, for sure, when there's a gap, he will go for it, as we all know. But first of all, there has to be a gap. So, but also that it goes how it goes, and he will do it when there's space, and otherwise he won't.
Very true. Good. Thank you.
Johnny Herbert doing the Martin Brundle grid walk this weekend. Martin Brundle not with us here in Saudi Arabia, but he will be with us in Australia in 2 weeks' time. And you can join us on USRN for that one as well. Myself, Megan Birch and Ian Birch will be providing the commentary. Natalie Pinkham as Esteban Ocon.
Is the podium your target?
Well, we will see about that, but already I think it was a very good, of course, starting position. Yeah, there's a bit of story to finish, but there's a long way to go. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in the race, so we need to keep cool and see where we are after lap 1.
The car has the potential to deliver that kind of performance, do you feel?
No, we can't be on the podium on normal circumstances, for sure. A top 5 finish for both cars would be great, but the cars in front are quick, but we are going to do our best.
Capitalise on those opportunities. Have a great race. Thanks a lot.
Indeed, we're all saying as well, have a great race and have a safe race as well. That's something that has been very much in the public mind in the last couple of days with the drone attack that we had on Thursday and on Friday during the second part of practice. It was delayed 15 minutes, but everything eventually decided, yep, okay, we are going to race. I'm not the only member of the team as well here. If you're new, joining us on USRN, as I said, Ian Birch, who is my own father, who's yesterday, it was his birthday as well, 61 as well. He will be joining me in the commentary box. Megan Birch, younger sister, but such a keen strategy mind as well. She can read a timing screen like no one I've ever seen. And down in the pit lane for us is Josh Plays, a avid motorsport fan who is at race control pit lane. He can see everything as well. More cameras, more angles than we can up here in the commentary box as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy along with us as well. The grid pre-race ceremonies is coming up. We'll have the Saudi Arabian national anthem soon as well. As Natalie Pinkham and Sebastian, as Max Verstappen.
Your P4, you're still very much in this fight, and the Red Bull is looking so quick round here. So how are you feeling about the race?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we have a good battle on our hands with the Ferraris, and yeah, we have good top speed, they have good cornering. So let's see what works best.
And presumably Checo can do you a favour by keeping those Ferraris behind him.
It's not doing a favour. We have to work together as a team, and you know, we just need to score as many points as possible.
Have a great race. Thanks a lot.
I can see my race pit lane reporter, Josh Plays, is in the Mixler chat as well, saying hello, and everybody as well. Hopefully we're all going to have a great race ahead of us as well, a safe race. We never ended up going throughout the grid as well because we got interrupted, so here is the starting grid. Sergio Perez, 11 years... sorry, the microphone down there. 11 years to the day he started in Formula 1 at the 2011 Grand Prix of Australia. He gets his first ever pole position. Charles Leclerc is second, third for Carlos Sainz, fourth for Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon P5. George Russell goes into a sixth position as well. Then followed down Fernando Alonso P7, Valtteri Bottas 8th, Pierre Gasly and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 10. Lando Norris is 11th, Guan Yu Zhou 12th, Lance Stroll 13th as well, 14th for Danny Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton 15th, Alexander Albon 16th, Nico Hülkenberg 17th, Nicholas Latifi 18th, and they're the only 18 starters because Yuki Tsunoda was 19th, but he's been out of the race now as well, and Mick Schumacher is taking no further part in this weekend. The track having its illuminations right now as well. Certain segments of the track in darkness as sort of like a caterpillar snake goes around this 6.174 kilometre circuit. The lights flickering as well all the way around for those of you listening in on USRN radio as well. It's time for the national anthems.
For the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Very popular national anthem then in the grandstands as well as we come through. We're just waiting to hear from more down there on the grid. Simon Lazenby has Kevin Magnussen.
As I said, make the best out of what was a difficult start to you with the lack of laps over the first day or so.
Yeah, you said it all. I mean, we didn't have a great start to the weekend. Didn't get any running in FP1 and only 3 laps in FP2. And it's a new track and everything to me, so and not one of the easier tracks. So very pleased and happy to do this race.
How tough is it physically? I mean, we heard in qualifying, I can tell.
I'm done, man. But try and get through it best I can.
It's an absolute gunfight down here, and it's one of the busier grids. I was just going to say, yeah, today though, Mick, you've spoken to him. How was he feeling? He says everything was okay, but that was a bit of a shunt.
Yeah, it was a huge shunt, and just so glad he's okay. You know, that comes first, and all this comes second. So good.
We'll let you get on to it. Best of luck today for Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah, Kevin Magnussen down in 10th position as well. Danny Ricciardo did have a grid penalty, which dropped him down to 14th position, but with people changing on the grid as well, he's actually gained 2 more spots in qualifying, which is remarkable to see as well. Apologies if my voice has raised up quite a lot for a pre-show. I've got a set of headphones on, I've got a handheld mic, I'm going to be switching over to the headset soon for those of you listening in, but I've also got everyone in my ear talking to me about what's happening out there. We've got a message in the chat room as well. Hopefully it's going to work. First of all, Toto Wolff.
Have you got to the bottom of what happened to Lewis?
Yeah, it was a setup experiment that went wrong.
And what can you tell us about how you've rectified it, and will it work a little better in race trim, do you think?
We hope so. I mean, we have to see. Normally we're a little bit better in race trim also in Bahrain, so it's a bit of an unknown.
Did you ever consider starting from the pit lane and trying something different?
There was a discussion, but you would be losing too much race time.
And a final one on George. As we were talking about, Lewis hustled it round last weekend. He's done the same. That was about as good as he could have got, do you think, yesterday?
Yeah, very solid job.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Toto, with his game face on.
Yeah, Toto Wolff getting ready out there as well. He knows just how crucial this race is going to be. We've got George Russell starting 6th, Lewis Hamilton starting 15th on the race. There's Herbie Blash just walking by. The man who was so crucial to Charlie Whiting, them two working together. Race director Charlie Whiting, of course, deputy race director back in the days was Herbie Blash. Herbie now coming back to the sport after the Michael Masi incident. He's now very much the senior advisor to the race director. In other words, a deputy. But it's absolutely fantastic. Lando Norris.
Just because it's a street circuit, a lot of chance of crashes and so on, but also the tyres are quite interesting. It's going to be a lot of deg, so whoever can manage them the best is going to have a much better result today. So we're in a tough position. Daniel's in a good one. He's got 2 sets of hards, and I don't. So it's going to be a little bit trickier, but like the Mercs had 2 sets of hards as well. So everyone's a bit different, but it's going to be about a game of who can manage the tyres.
Andreas said yesterday you could have got to Q3 as well without a small mistake, so it gives comfort that there's some pace in it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have got to Q3. I didn't think George went back out, so there's like shoulda, woulda, couldas. I think Magnussen and the Haas are quite a bit quicker than us, so we could have got there, but through other people's mistakes rather than anything else. On pure pace, it's going to be a bit more tricky today, but I'm not going to say no. We have a lot of opportunities today, so we'll see.
Thanks for talking to us, Lando. Best of luck today. Right.
I'm not going to say no. We have a lot of opportunities today, so we'll see.
Thanks for talking to us, Lando. Best of luck today.
I'm going to bring in my pit lane reporter, Josh Plays, now. Sorry, the mic was on mute there as well. So many fingers and so many buttons to press. But as you can hear, you're hearing me twice, so let's correct that. Josh Plays is down at race control for us. Josh, welcome. We're getting ready for an exciting race here in Saudi Arabia. My question to you is, how many red flags are we going to see today?
2.
2 red flags in total, you reckon?
You've just reminded me. I need to get my pick a winner in.
Okay, you go get your pick a winner in. I mean, we're struggling to hear you out there, bud. Hopefully everything's okay. But we are getting prepared. I tell you what, the tension is rising. The atmosphere is rising up there as well. We can't wait to get started. Josh Plays is in the pit lane for us, bringing us all up-to-date information as well at this track. So if any race control messages, any pit lane information, he'll be bringing it to us as well. Let's go. Christian Horner is with Simon Lazenby and Paul DeResta.
We just asked Franz about Yuki's car. Any idea on what might have happened?
The only thing that I'm aware of, it seems to have lost some oil pressure, so obviously what's caused that, I don't know. So I guess they need to get the car back and get it apart to fully understand.
Okay, what's been the messaging to the world champion, trailing his teammate for a very rare, only second time together?
Look, I think Checo did an unbelievable lap yesterday. It was a lap of his life, and I think it's a long race, it's a tough race. I think hopefully we've got a good car for the race. Ferrari didn't do a long run on Friday, so we don't really know what their pace is, but we know that they've got a good car, so it's going to be a tough one.
What strengths have you got in your car to go against Ferrari?
We've got a very good end of straight speed, so we're running less wing. You can see the size of the wing on the Ferrari. That makes them very quick in sector 1, but so we've trimmed the car out a bit. Let's see what that does for us, in terms of straight line speed and maybe be a bit lighter on the tyres.
Have you fixed the issue from last week? That's the key question. Can you say?
Well, we need to see the checkered flag, so I'll tell you at the end of the race.
And I guess both drivers equal, going for the race win, doesn't matter who wins.
No, absolutely, at this stage of the season, and I think the most important thing is they just keep it clean. That's all we've asked.
Just going to see if we can just race quickly up here and have a quick word with Mattia Binotto.
Mattia Binotto now, trying to get through.
Okay, no, he's going to say no to that one. I can understand why.
Yeah, so Mattia Binotto saying no, and I can see why, because Carlos Sainz, by the way, still suffering with a problem. The car is on the grid, but Carlos Sainz having numerous errors out there. Let's hope it's going to be okay. I've switched over to the headset. We're getting ready for the start. We're a couple of minutes away from the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. If you're listening to us on the USRN network, get your comments in as well on the chat box. We can see them. If you're watching along with us here on YouTube, we have your comments up and ready to go. And the tension is beginning to rise. The butterflies are starting to form in the bottom of my stomach. We all know what that means. It's almost time for lights out. A lot of dry ice being pumped into Sergio Perez in over, this is fantastic, 214 Grand Prix starts. This is the first one he starts on pole position for. 50 laps ahead of us, that's the goal as well. Race distance in kilometres, 308.45, 6.174 kilometres is the lap miles as well. Race lap record, a 1:37.34. Josh Plays, did you get your pick a winner in? Who are you picking for pick a winner?
I've gone for a very bold, very bold. I've chosen Perez.
You've gone with Sergio Perez to take the victory?
Yep, and in the NASCAR, I've got Blaney.
Very good calls on both of them. I hope it's true as well. I hope it is going to be quite correct as well. So,
risk of rain for F1 race is 0%.
If it was anything more, I'll be worried.
There is a double yellow in track sector 5.
That would be for Tsunoda's car getting out of the way down at turn 4. So there's still Tsunoda, who will not take part in this race, having issues out there. Now, normally the pre-show would be pre-recorded. We wouldn't have as many interviews. It would be guaranteeing us up to the start, where we'll hear that intro music again and we would fade into the FOM intro. And you would also hear the reports on the practice session and the qualifying highlights. Unfortunately, an error with our system has meant that we've had to cut that out, and we've gone forward as well. Just came back.
Commentator challenges need to do now. Next,
3?
3.
Throw in Australia. So we've got to do Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and Australia as well. But luckily, the first two have been filmed as well. But it's those errors. Right, we're getting ready to cross over now to the commentary. So we'll do it all over again. Thanks, Josh. We'll see you shortly. Josh Plays can also always talk to me in my ear as well, which is incredibly handy for getting information back as well. So stand by for the lights to go out. 50 ahead of us. Get your comments in. I want your winners' predictions. I can see Beth is already standing by as well. She's been texting in the YouTube chat as well with her predictions. We'll get her opinion ASAP as well. In fact, let's go over there now quickly because we have a little bit of time. That Mattia Binotto is so much taller than you expect him to be. Absolutely. Askell says, is Hamilton era permanently over, you think? Not too sure. Fun fact, it was only 18 months or so ago that Perez was without a drive for 2022 and pretty much written off. He was indeed almost written off. Tensions beginning to rise. Atmosphere is getting ready. We are ready. The drivers are ready. You know what this means. It's time to throw up the faders and get ready for the 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Your commentary team, myself, Joshua Birch, along with Ian Birch and Megan Birch, and down in the pit lane is Josh Plays. The 2022 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is the 1059th World Championship race. It's the second race here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, where #WeRacers1 has really been the question point this year. It is a 6.173 kilometre circuit as well. The action zones around this circuit all determined from last year and what was an incredibly bizarre race as well. 27 turns, and let's go through some of those action zones. Turn 1 at the restart. Verstappen diving up the inside, making contact with Hamilton and Verstappen. Ocon going through, taking the lead of the race. Down at turn 21 and 22, Mick Schumacher went backwards into the wall, causing the first of the 2 red flags. And who could forget they'd made contact? Verstappen brake testing Hamilton, and Hamilton running right into the back of him. And down on the tyre compounds, Pirelli have decided to bring their medialing compounds, the C4 red tyre, the C3 medium and the C2 white hard compound tyre, all ready to go for this race. The Jeddah Corniche circuit is the perfect backdrop. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Yuki Tsunoda is 19th, but he will not start. Only 9 rows in total. Nicholas Latifi starts in 18th alongside Nico Hülkenberg in 17th. Alexander Albon starts 16th. Lewis Hamilton, a worst qualifying first Q1 elimination since Brazil 2017. Danny Ricciardo has a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Esteban Ocon. He starts 14th. Lance Stroll is 13th. Zhou Guanyu is 12th alongside Lando Norris, starting in 11th place. The top 5 rows, Kevin Magnussen once again gets his Haas through to Q3, starts in P10. Pierre Gasly starts 9th. Valtteri Bottas is 8th on the grid. Fernando Alonso starts in 7th. Further down as well, George Russell is 6th. Esteban Ocon starting 5th as we close up to the top 4. And this is where it gets interesting. Max Verstappen starts 4th. Carlos Sainz, a pit lane start. 17 cars on the grid. Sainz starting in the pit lane. It's Charles Leclerc second, the championship leader. And for the first time in 214 Grand Prix, it's Sergio Perez on pole position. Atmosphere is getting tense. Alongside me in the commentary box at the current moment is Megan Birch. Megan, we're in Jeddah. It's a night race. Everything always just goes crazy around here, and this is why Mick Schumacher isn't in the race today.
Yeah, it was a very dramatic crash, certainly, and those curbs need to go. You were saying earlier on in the qualifying yesterday, before this happened, that the curbs needed to be shortened, and then that happened, and you can see he was trying to protect his head as soon as.
Yeah, the onboard camera of Mick Schumacher's accident, very scary indeed. Amazing to see he was okay, and here he is now, up, walking around earlier on today, perfectly fine, not a care in the world it would seem. Let's say good afternoon to our pit reporter, Josh Plays. Good afternoon again, Josh.
Good afternoon. I've sent you a Discord DM, by the way. DRS is disabled, but that is ready for the free lap when it is enabled.
Thank you very much. Lap 3 will be when we go green as well. And we're getting ready for the start of this race. Ian Burks will be joining us throughout the race as well. He's just going to be a little bit late. Bit shoddy, but Megan Birch with me as well, just plays in the pits. So get your questions in.
I just realised.
Absolutely. Go on.
Only one chair.
That's a good point. Here, I don't need mine. You can have mine.
I'm always full of. I feel like I'm trying. Do you know that circus trick with the stick and the plate? I feel like the plate.
It's 8 o'clock here in Saudi Arabia, which means the formation lap is underway. By the way, let us know on either USRN chat or on the YouTube chat. Are we echoing? Because I can hear a slight echo, and I think it's coming from Josh. Because if I put that down, I can't hear him, so I don't know if it's coming from his channel. Yeah.
I don't know.
Formation lap is underway. Around we go then. Let's take a look.
Everybody.
That was a radio message there from Lando Norris. Quickly, let's take a look at the YouTube chat, because it's all kicking off there. Hello, everyone, my dear viewers as well on the YouTube chat. he can drive that dude as well. Adam says to Beth, what you should do is subscribe to the Grid Network here on YouTube. We talk plenty of motorsports. Absolutely, it's a plug-in for them as well. Don't forget to always follow the USRN heroes here on YouTube as well. Josh Roberts, motorsport journalist, and over there as well. Megan, though, has the strategy calls.
Right, so everyone early is starting on mediums, apart from Magnussen, Hamilton, and Hulkenberg. Though they've done a major, medium thing because it's a majority. So if you're doing a one-stop, then you'll be going on to hards on lap 15 to 20. If you're doing a two-stop, then it's going on to hards at laps 13 to 18. Then for the second stop, it would be lap 31 to 37, going on to mediums.
Thank you, Megan. And you should be with us throughout the entire race here today. Cars are coming to the grid. Josh plays. Can you hear us, Josh?
Yep, I think I've sorted the echo out.
Ah, fab. We get through as well. And just keeping an eye out as Sergio Perez coming up now to the last couple of corners as well. Big lock up there. Well, hang on a second. Carlos Sainz said he was starting in the pit lane, Megan, but I can see Carlos Sainz on the grid. What do you think that's going to be? And Lewis Hamilton and George Russell all locking up, coming into turn 27. And personally, I don't think that's right, you know. I think we've got the situation of Sainz is actually going to take the start of the race. If they fixed it, we'll see if he dives into the pit lane. As things stand, he looks okay to me, as the drivers are coming into the last couple of corners then for this formation lap. So, Beth says, I will do that. On this subject, unauthorized shout out to YouTube channel American Battlefield Trust. I've watched a walking tour of Little Big Trophy. Little Big Top they did was fantastic. Absolutely. As they come through. So, stand by for action. This is Charles Leclerc taking second position.
Sainz hasn't gone down the pit lane.
Josh Plays telling us Sainz has not gone down the pit lane, so Sainz is not a pit lane starter. Sainz is a grid starter. That's brilliant news, Megs.
It is. It means it's more of a chance for Ferraris to actually get higher up. Well, higher up than they already are.
Absolutely. Right. Josh Plays will be needing us soon as well. He'll be telling us all the information down in the pits. For those of you listening on USRN, we go crazy on the opening lap of the race as well. For those on YouTube, it's the same situation. Here we go then, folks. Round 2 of the 2022 Formula 1 season. Latifi lines up in 18th. 9 rows, 18 drivers, 5 lights ahead of us. 2 lights are on, 3 lights. The crescendo rises with 5. Action in Saudi Arabia. It's a good start from Leclerc. Perez comes across, and again, Verstappen looking to the inside. Perez will lead into 1. Leclerc looks to the outside. It's not working there. Further back as well. Zhou Guanyu and Nicholas Latifi making a bit of contact. And Zhou Guanyu, Megan, looks to have just completely stopped. They've got through okay. Sainz has dropped to 4th. Verstappen moves up into 3rd. Magnussen side by side. Hamilton's dropped down, Megan. Hamilton is down until about 18th position. As we see, so that is Magnussen versus Gasly nearly making contact at turn 4. They're all making a bit of contact as we head back onto the curb where Mick had his accident. It's a clean start so far as they head to the hairpin.
I can already see that a visor has been thrown off, getting quite close there between the Williams and Lewis. I can't tell which Williams it is. I'm pretty sure it's Albon. Though it was a good pass from Max Verstappen there on Carlos Sainz. I mean, that was
Fabulous start as well. Perez straight away. He's got a gap already of a second to Leclerc as they head down the back straight away once again. And already the 2 McLarens looking a bit feisty as Stroll is in between them in P12. And now we watch Valtteri Bottas holding back with Kevin Magnussen there as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, Alonso's dropped a couple of places and so has Russell. Ocon has made some storming starts up the field to P5.
Really has. And everyone's kind of dropped.
Lock up again from Hamilton. He's under pressure from Albon, looking round the outside of the last corner. Hasn't paid off there.
Could have gone into Norris then.
And this is what we were wondering was to happen. Is the ground effect really going to give us a big upshift as well? Down towards turn 1 we go. The McLaren is looking to the back of Lando Norris, looking to the back of Gasly into the first corner. Lando's round the outside. Comes the inside in towards turn 2. Gets ahead of Gasly. Gasly can't do anything about that. Now he's going to be easy prey to Stroll. And actually, Gasly's coming back at Lando.
Zhou goes up into 17th place, trying to make his way back up the field. Honestly, it's going to be easy for Zhou because, you know, he's brilliant right now for what we've seen.
He is absolutely brilliant, and this is turning into a fantastic race. Right, as Megan said, Magnussen, Hamilton and Hulkenberg, the drivers on the hard compound tyre. Everyone else starting on the medium. That's the C3 tyre compound.
It's not working well for them, is it?
It's not working well for them as things currently start as well. As they drag back up, we watch as Pierre Gasly again tries to catch up to Lando Norris over the last points-paying position. Replay the start.
Right, so the start goes off pretty smoothly for, well, certainly for the Red Bulls comparing to last week. Oh, wrong decision from Carlos Sainz there, trying to go on the outside of his teammate. Shouldn't have done that. Though it was two abreast all round down there, and definitely two abreast with Stroll and Ricciardo, it looked like.
On board with Verstappen then, with his lights out, got a perfect reaction time. Sainz comes across to the right to defend, then goes back to try and have attack at Leclerc, and Verstappen just says, OK, I'll hold my line in towards turn number one.
It was a stupid mistake from Carlos.
Really bad mistake as well. On board with Lewis Hamilton then. 5 lights out. Good start in the initial drag as well. Poor start completely by Zhou Guanyu. No wonder he's down in 17th position. He just wasn't getting going anywhere near the field. But it was a
little bit of contact there
for Lewis, and that's why he lost 3 positions as well. Lewis is down into 14th actually. So correction, he's made up a place, but he's done that in the last lap or so. Joe Radio.
Valtteri Bottas had an issue.
Bottas had a problem at the start in Bahrain, if I remember correctly. Now, Zhou hit the back of Ricciardo. Bang on, Megs, as well. That's what happened. He hit the back.
Same problem again.
And Zhou saying same problem again as well. So it's still the same issue. It's still the same problem as the race continues on here. Lap 3 of 50 for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. And now everyone beginning to calm down a little bit. We're going to watch Lewis Hamilton try and almost go fishing. Josh Plays has got news. Josh.
Turn 4 incident involving cars 4 Norris and 20 Magnussen noted.
Ace, thank you, Josh. Keep up with that throughout the race as well. But right now, Lewis Hamilton, DRS has now been enabled. The race is back for all the attacking zones as Hamilton tries to get past Ricciardo of the 13th.
Yet again, we're seeing that the main action in the races in 2022 is down in the middle and back of the field.
Russell getting through on Esteban Ocon on the inside at turn 27. Russell makes his way up to P5, but now Ocon's going to have the DRS all the way down the start-finish straight. In fact, he's not needing it. Russell has the DRS to defend, but it was all eyes on Ocon as well as Alonso passes Bottas. Meantime, Norris coming under pressure from Gasly as Ricciardo tries to get round the outside of Stroll, and Norris is off for turn 2. My goodness, it's all sorts of carnage already. That's what I love about Formula 1 in 2022. It's constant action as Ricciardo still trying now to defend from Lewis Hamilton, who Ricciardo lost the position, so now Hamilton's trying to catch back up.
Zhou is moving up the order again since he's just passed Nico Hulkenberg. Quite gracefully, as I might add.
It did look quite graceful, didn't it? I must admit, it looks quite good. And the action is still getting up there. And we're still running. And they're all still running close together.
It's like a mini Danny Rick.
It is. Hamilton radio.
Grip on this.
Oh, it's not a radio message. It's a text message. No grip on this tyre, says Lewis Hamilton.
To be honest.
He's on the hard tyres. He struggled with the hards in Bahrain a week ago. Do you remember? He couldn't get the right.
Yeah, struggling to keep the cars in front. Strat 11.
That's Stroll saying he's struggling on the front right. They've told him to go to strategy 11. But meantime, the entire field is sticking together. Gap between Perez and Leclerc is 1.7 seconds. But they're all still pack racing. And Hamilton is so close behind Ricciardo now. It's all being caused by Stroll, who's in P12, just sort of backing the pack up a lot. Right now, Ricciardo's got the DRS to try and have a go. Stroll's going to be defensive. Lewis has got the DRS as well as Norris tries to swing round the outside of Gasly. Gasly retakes 10th position in the process. As I think actually Lando went wide. The two Alpines. Alonso to the inside.
Oh, that could have been bad.
Ocon doesn't learn. If a teammate's in a pink car, he'll try and put him in the wall. And Otmar Safnau's not happy with that. Esteban Ocon just tried to put Fernando Alonso in the wall there, down the pit straight.
Wait, was it?
It was a lot. It was Ocon versus Alonso. Aggressive defending.
No, it wasn't Ocon who tried to put him in the wall.
Who was it?
It was Alonso trying to put Ocon in the wall.
Well,
I just seen the timing things. No, it was the one at the back who tried to go in between it.
Okay, let's take a look. On board with Alonso. No, it's Ocon putting Alonso in the wall. Alonso
did it.
Alonso goes to the inside, touches the front wing with Ocon's rear left tyre, but it was Ocon who went aggressively defending. Look at the background.
I love Alonso and all, though in honesty, that was a stupid move from him.
Lock up from Zhou Guan Yu, going straight across the curb at turn 2.
Yeah, I love Alonso, but that was a stupid move. There was no room at all. His teammate's not just going to back down.
Well, it was the closing speed as well. Ocon shouldn't have gone for the second move across the track, and Alonso should never have gone for the move in the first place.
Alpine never learns.
Pink cars don't learn about racing each other either, as well, it seems. But Alonso's got another attack now, down the run towards turn 25 and 26. DRS Zone 2 active. Alonso
on board.
Yeah, he's closing. Can he get a move? Can he go for an inside line? Not into the last corner. He'll slipstream down towards turn 1, which is what we saw.
More pace than the cars ahead, just looking for the opportunity.
That's Bottas saying he's got
Copy
more
that,
pace.
R3. Hopefully they tangle together.
Around this next corner would be the perfect time.
And Ocon goes defensive again. Alonso tries the outside line to turn 1. It hasn't worked out. Bottas over the radio has just been told by his engineer, hopefully these two take each other off. It wouldn't be surprising me. Look how close Alonso is. Alonso's going to try to go around the outside at turn 4. The wall closes in there. It's like a cul-de-sac. No way to go there. And it's very tight now between the two Alpines. I nearly said Racing Points.
It's never good when two teammates race each other because there's a reason they're teammates.
Reason they don't go against each other, and it's rule 1 of the motorsport code as well. Do not hit your teammate, which is the rule is being said. So we're 6 laps in to this 50-lap race, 45 to go. We count the lap we're on. Perez leads by 2.2 seconds, and really the only way I think Perez can lose this race today if he has a bad pit stop, which we know Red Bull are counterproductive with. Megs.
Right, so it looks like Perez is just constantly getting that fastest lap, to be honest. I'm quite impressed from him.
Well,
I mean, he's just keeping it quite steady on the mark, and he's defending extremely well, and has managed to get quite a good distance from Leclerc and him.
134.481, fastest lap of the race so far as things stand. As the action continuing on here in Saudi Arabia. And here we go again then between the two Alpine teammates. Ocon in P6, Alonso's P7. Alonso in the DRS zone down towards turn 1. Ocon looks in his left, looks to the right, goes defensive against the pit wall. Alonso's going to get so much closing speed. He's back to the outside, and Ocon nearly runs into the side of him, into the braking zone. Ocon's not giving up. Ocon holds on the outside line. They nearly make contact again. They may be free to race, but my goodness, what is Esteban Ocon doing against Fernando Alonso there? They nearly touched down the start-finish straight at over 200 miles an hour to that braking zone. But Alonso through to 6th. Not a bad move. And look, Ocon's coming back, Megs. He's not leaving him. Replay.
Ooh, certainly a battle between them two.
So Alonso dives to the outside line.
He closes it, yeah.
The banner just in the way from where the start lights are. We can't see that angle much at all, but they were wheel to wheel through turns 1 and 2. Ocon being switched to the outside line, and was there contact on the front wing?
Oh, I think they just avoided it.
Millimetre contact. Surprisingly, in the feature race this morning for the Formula 2, there was no other safety car. And yet here now, we're 7 laps in, and we've run safety car free and yellow free, bar the fact that if Tsunoda
Verstappen!
The lights of Leclerc don't work on the back of this car.
Confirm they do not work? Question.
Yeah, they don't work.
Understood.
Right.
So they don't work. So the
nice of him to say.
The energy harvesting lights on the Leclerc aren't working. So that's the red lights that go on when the car is harvesting energy. And then Josh plays. Down to you.
Turn 2 incident involving cars 24, and 23. Albon noted.
And here comes Ocon again in the braking zone. Alonso's weaving left and right in the straight. Ocon keeps his car straight, right round the outside, and he forces him off. Ocon's off the track. Alonso should get that.
Cut the corner.
No, it was Alonso. You're right. Alonso cut the corner. And now there's Ocon. Which one was it? Who made the corner? Who didn't make the corner? I saw the French flag on the back.
Ocon didn't make the corner.
Ocon didn't make the corner.
That's why he got an unfair advantage since he missed the corner.
So Ocon, let's take another look at it on the
When
onboard.
he went outside, he missed it. He oversped. He went too wide.
So a lot, yes, you're right. Ocon went too wide into turn 1, too much overspeed, and just went straight
Do
through
you think
turn
he'll have
2.
to give the place back?
Have to.
He had an unfair advantage and he cut the corner.
Problem is, we've got Bottas right on the tail of this, ready to take the pair of them.
When
Josh
Bottas
plays his
is
race
sorted
control
out,
messages.
then they'll change.
Indeed, Josh.
Turn 1 incident involving cars 14, Alonso, and 31, Ocon noted.
That was quick and noted.
It was quick and noted. Look how wide Alonso nearly went towards that barrier. Thanks, Josh, again down in the pits for us. And now the side-by-side, there's Ocon giving the place back to Alonso while not losing time to Bottas, or so we thought. Bottas in the DRS zone as well, down to turn 22. Nearly made contact. Supremely done by Ocon.
I think they just managed to they're like gliding ballerinas almost.
They really are. They
even got the colour.
They glistened that perfectly, didn't they, as well? And now look at this, they're battling each other yet again. Alonso this time ahead, and it's a 4-car train.
Joined the fight.
Yeah, Magnussen's in it now. This is the battle for 6th place as well, as the top 3 and the top 5 go away. Here comes Bottas with the DRS on Ocon. Ocon's got the DRS on Alonso. Magnussen's got the DRS on all of them. Alonso goes defensive. Bottas tries to go around the outside of Ocon. Ocon is sort of like a jam sandwich, and he's the filling. Brilliant. Magnussen's right the side as well. It's all go here as Bottas gets a better run. Ocon cuts across to defend. Bottas tries to loop round the outside. It hasn't worked. Omar Safna, what are you making of this?
You're going to let them race, but they're not exactly helping each other or the team out, are they?
They will. It's early. They will.
Come on, you've been around a long time, Otmar. You've seen a few pink cars get a bit too close together before. Is this heart in the mouth stuff for a team principal?
Now we're going to let them race at the beginning, and now they're going to settle in, and you wait and see.
Otmar, I don't have a question for you. I would just like to say thank you very much for everyone watching. This is fantastic racing.
I think I echo what Jensen Button is talking about there. There's Ocon.
He went too wide.
Yeah, Josh Plains, I think, has got news for
Medium
us.
to hards.
Say again, Josh.
Ricardo pitted medium to hards.
Oh, with another race control message, I'm going to leave that to Josh, though.
Okay, so
your job.
Yeah, there is another race control message coming through as well. Josh will be on that in a second and just interrupt us if he needs it. But right now, we're watching...
Yeah, it's just track limits.
So track limits for Ocon then. That's what we saw, him going wide at turn 1. So Alonso 6th, Ocon 7th, Bottas 8th, Magnussen P9, as things currently stand as well. The action in this race in 10 laps already proves why these new cars are working. Here we go again. Magnussen's joining the party.
Oh, Magnussen does love a big fight.
He does as well. What's that thing he said to Nico Hülkenberg as well? Suck my honey. Well, it's all going through. Leclerc radio.
We are going plan A, and our degradation is better than Red Bull.
And the time.
So plan A on the board, which means you are quick, you are fast. Take your time, sir. Browse what you have ahead of us. As Lewis Hamilton, I think, has made a move finally on Lance Stroll. It seems even in this ground effect era, the Mercedes still struggles when stuck behind other cars.
And the field is about to have a change-up, certainly, since guess what time it's getting to?
Pit stop time?
Yes.
Hey, pit stop time. This is where we like to see it as well. Who's going to come in first then? Is Magnussen going to take an unexpected lead? He's stayed out there on the hard compound tyre.
I think he would.
Yeah, the gap up there is actually, he could get a pit stop out of it. But what tyres are they going to go on? If it's a fast stop, if it's a fast race, you'll put on the hard compound tyre. Now, everybody has a new set of hards, bar Stroll and Hülkenberg. They took an extra set of soft compounds into the race, but Russell, Ricciardo...
Science radio!
Still on plan B. Still on plan B. Everything's looking good.
17th and 16th.
So plan B for sides, but yeah, Russell and Ricciardo have 2 sets of hard tyres left, but everybody has a brand new set of medium compound tyres, bar Stroll and Hülkenberg, as I said, because they took extra soft C4 tyres. They've got a brand new set of those after qualifying. Lewis Hamilton is the one to watch, though. He's got 2 sets of softs left, so he could really just bolt on the softs and have a 2-stop race and go forward. But watch out for... Well, so Tsunoda's out of the race there, actually, because I was going to say, he is one of a few drivers who've got 3 new hard tyres, as that's Magnussen going wide, and he's been passed, is he? Is that Magnussen being passed by Bottas, or was he trying to get past Bottas? Megan?
I think that Magnussen should pit first because he's got the oldest tyres on the grid.
Yeah.
Though also, it's best to get in first and him be on hard tyres. He should.
This is Kevin Magnussen down towards turn number 1, going to the outside, trying to get through on Bottas, locks up, and presumably, straight on, lost a bit of time, and had to take the apex corner to avoid Bottas. Josh Plays has got news.
Turn 4 incident involving cars 4 Norris and 20 Magnussen. The feud, no further investigation. And Justin, turn 2 incident involving cars 24 Zoe and 23 Albon under investigation.
Oh, so they are going to investigate the Zoe Albon incident out there. Thank you, Josh.
I never noticed before. The 44 on Lewis's helmet glitters.
It's diamond encrusted. It's the diamond glitter.
I like
that they've got on top.
Especially at night time.
That's what is a night race. They are doing it at night time. We've had 5 night races in a row for Formula 1. We're getting a bit sick of it. I want to see daylight again as they come through. But we're on board with Lewis Hamilton now. He's trying to get through on Lando Norris to make a move down towards 27. Goes to the inside. Lewis hits a little bit of the brake dust on the ground effect, bottoming out a little bit. Lewis is up into P11. Megan.
Something we did not notice.
Oh, hello a second. Lando's coming back at him.
Yeah.
Lando's coming back at Lewis down the start-finish straight as the 2 Alpines making battle once again. They're side by side. Ocon was off at turn 2. Alonso stays ahead. These 2 Alpines properly racing and giving us something to watch and get excited about.
Each other before this or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, copy that. We saw it. Copy.
That was Hulkenberg as well. This is absolutely fantastic racing, isn't it? It's wheel-to-wheel stuff throughout.
It's not lack of talking.
No, we're not. It's lap 12, and it's been such an exciting opening 12 laps of this race. Ocon trying to go right round the outside, and that was Ocon really who made the error. He tried to hold it around the outside as long as he could, and it just didn't work.
He went too fast round a corner. I think he was going way too fast.
Yeah, wasn't holding it correctly, and Alonso was just breezing through as well.
Alonso was just like, okay, you're going to go speed. I'm actually going to go the correct speed round a corner.
And this is Lewis Hamilton up the inside, getting ahead of Lando Norris of P11. On the inside in turn 2017, left-hand corner, did it absolutely spot on. The 2 Alpines, though, still battling each other. Fernando Alonso P6.
I think that's talking a low-speed corner.
The rears are gone.
That's Albon saying the rears are gone.
I think that was one of the best takes of that corner I've seen all weekend.
What, from the Alpine guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, what we just saw. Lap 13 of 50.
They kind of avoided it.
Ocon's got the DRS once again. Meg's on Alonso. And look at the closing speed. Down towards turn 1.
It's about to happen again.
He's too far away. Look how much closing speed he gets. Down towards turn 1. What was that? About 60 or 70 metres? He got in the braking zone closer? That's insane.
Jeez.
Part of Trent bussing that as well, as the expression goes. But Alonso P6, 6/10 of a gap to Esteban Ocon. Let's talk about the top 5 for a minute, because we haven't talked about them in the opening 13 laps of this race.
There's not much to talk about. They haven't changed since the start.
No, Perez on top, Leclerc 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, Sainz 4th, Russell 5th, and that's the order at the moment. It's a very exciting Grand Prix.
That time lost to Checo.
Just below
1, 2, 4, and 13.
I can't do.
And Josh Plays has got news for us from Race Control Pit Lane.
5-second time penalty for So Guan Yu.
Oh, is that for... What was that for?
His first penalty.
Leaving the track and getting advantage, Ocon.
Okay, mate, hold position, please. Hold position.
And there's the team order. There's the team order to Ocon. Hold position. Okay, Esteban, Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood this message? Oh, so yeah, Fernando is faster than you, effectively, Esteban. You can't go for an overtake.
They did this on lap 14 as well. His number.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, Esteban, multi-14, 14:31. Because look now, Ocon's under pressure from Bottas down the start-finish straight. Ocon goes defensive. Bottas is holding around the outside line.
He's lost it.
Bottas goes through into 7th position and gets through Esteban Ocon as Hamilton up into the top 10 has passed Pierre Gasly. So Hamilton takes 10th. Gasly's now down the order. And this is just ludicrous, Megan. You don't know where to look because into the pit lane comes Lance Stroll.
First pit
Second.
Second?
Ricardo came in.
Where did Ricardo come in?
Yeah, Stroll came. Ricardo put on hard tyres. Stroll in, Albon in as well. Oh, and Stroll got held up as Albon came into the pit lane for Williams. Now, what tyres? A couple of laps ago.
Medium to hard, Albon medium to hard.
So they've all gone to the hard compound tyre. Thanks, Josh. This is Lewis Hamilton getting ahead of Pierre Gasly down to turn number 1. Pulls to the inside, and that Honda power unit suffering a lot. Josh, please.
Turn 1 incident involving cars 14, Alonso, and 31, Ocon. Reviewed, no further
First strike for track limits at turn 2, so we need to be careful at turn 2.
I just did it to avoid Valtteri. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong, but no way he could see me.
So that's Magnussen. Oh, the clear radio as well.
Consider box to overtake.
Understood.
Box to overtake. Here we go, ding dong, 15 laps in. This is where we start to see the action. Leclerc now thinking ahead, saying, box to overtake. Megan?
Is it worrying that I have absolutely no memory of Ricardo pitting?
Josh said it over the radio. We didn't see it on TV, but Josh found it in the pit lane.
Yeah, but I have no memory of it.
Oh, well, you're having a bit of a head problem, aren't you? Let's go over to the YouTube chat then and keep up as well as we see going forward. Alzaz Ahmed says, let's go Max. M says, it's only 9 laps. I don't think so. Ferrari Checo is the best tyre saviour. And he also says, looks like no one is going to do a 1-stop as well. It looks like it is going to be a 2-stopper race completely.
Understood.
Yeah, that was about elimination.
Yep. Come on, let's focus.
Charles Leclerc has got
Ocon said over the radio, that is right on the limit of what was safe and mandatory. How much is that man there? Otmar Saf now worried about these two racing each other. The clear radio.
He's behind you.
And box to overtake. Box to overtake.
So, ding dong, fight on. Yeah, so here we go then. Box to overtake. Perez coming in. Oh, perfect. Josh Plays has just told me that Perez is pitting, and is Leclerc going to stay out? He does. So the race. He tricked them. Leclerc pits. So Leclerc takes the lead as Perez pits. Race leader comes in, puts on the hard compound tyre, away he goes, and it's now Ferrari, well, 1-3, because Verstappen's taken second, but Leclerc leads this race. Box to overtake. Red Bull have decided to try the undercut. I think Ferrari have known all along the overcut works.
Yep. Go on, let's focus.
That was sneaky.
Very sneaky. And now, say again, Josh.
Gasly is in the pit lane.
Gasly pits, and he was down in 13th position. And now has Perez got the time to take the lead back? He's going to have to. We've got a yellow. We've got a yellow flag on the circuit. Megan, where is it? You've spotted.
I think he's gone wide.
Double yellow and sector 20, the zone as well. Sector 3, we've got an accident. Something's gone wrong. And we've got Latifi in the wall, and this will be a safety car. And where is that? Sector 20 on the track.
We had Gasly go wide. Oh, his front wing is broken off.
It's the last corner. It's turn 27. Virtual safety
it's
car.
It's got fire on it too.
No, okay, we've got a virtual safety car. Josh.
Yeah, why is it only Fertzel?
No idea. That needs to be a full safety car in the way it is.
I think they're trying to decide whether it should be a safety car.
Safety car!
It's because Gasly went off, which caused the first bit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Latifi crashed.
This is the worst news possible for Red Bull.
I don't know what happened there. Man.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, all pit.
Yeah, they're all coming in. That's one of our visor cams.
Oh, they're double stacking.
Oh, yeah, Ferrari going to double stack as well. Leclerc's done 2.6 seconds. Verstappen gets out just ahead of Carlos Sainz.
Unsafe release.
Both doing 2.6 seconds as well. Sainz on the pit stop. Surely it's going to be slower. Only 1,000th. 2.7 seconds. The safety car is out, and this has thrown the change over.
Russell pits.
And I tell you what, Megan, this is bad news for Sergio Perez. He pitted a lap before the safety car came out. If he'd had waited one more lap, he would have had track position and would have still been leading this race.
I don't know what happened there. Man.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Look,
I'm fine.
Charlotte. Charles Leclerc gets a lucky break and takes the pit lane and takes the lead of the race with this safety car. They're all coming in. Everyone's diving in. Here comes Alonso. 3.3 seconds stop. Bottas is in as well. Medium tyres to hard tyres, but there's a problem on the rear right. It just stuck. 4.6 seconds. McLaren do it as well. What's their stop time? 2.5. Fastest of the day so far. As let's see.
We've got visors.
Well, it's the problem with
got
this.
wheels.
The problem with this circuit is, Megan, is the fact that they've built it without any perimeter roads. So to bring a truck on there, they're going to have to bring a tractor all the way down from turn 20.
Replay.
Okay,
so he goes round the corner and does he lock up?
I think he's going to have some oversteer. Yeah, snap of oversteer.
Oh, that front wing just came right off.
Yeah, coming through, snap of oversteer, and it's the slowest crash you're going to see at this track ever.
Yeah. Was it not in the same position as Mick yesterday?
No, Mick was down at turn 13. That's where Verstappen put it in the wall in quali last year.
Why does this track look identical all over the
place? It does. It's hard to tell where it is. But the safety car is out on lap 17. And my point here is, Megan, it's the Mercedes safety car, by the way, for those of you listening in. My question to you, though, is, Megan, is the fact is that the truck is down at turn 20 at the back half of the straight. They're going to have to bring a tractor all the way round to get to that turn 27. Unless there's an opening that we don't know about down at turn 27 that they can drag it back to.
I doubt it.
But if so, surely it'll have to be a red flag.
There's still sand on the track from yesterday.
Yeah, and as I said, there's no perimeter roads around this circuit. It's a massive oversight, but there is 0 perimeter roads at this track.
That is... I thought that was against the regulations.
There's only 3 infield sections, and they're all bricked off.
I would say that's against regulations.
Oh, they've got one. They've got a tractor.
Jeez, either that tractor moves quick, or they've got secret tunnels.
So the JCB is now taking the cars back, and they're going to pick up the Tiffy. We are under safety car. It's lap 18 of 50 as well. Josh, you got any news for us? Sorry, I didn't hear you there. Have you got any news?
No, I was just saying, why isn't it a red flag? But it looks like they've got a secret tractor spot.
So let's take a look through. So there goes Leclerc. Here comes Verstappen. And is that an unsafe release or is that perfectly timed?
I said as soon as I saw it, an unsafe release, because Red Bull knew that
Sainz was
coming in. And they thought, do you know what? Let's release our driver, even though we wouldn't have lost any time at all if we hadn't.
Because the safety car's out, yeah.
So unsafe
Daniel,
release.
there are now marshals on the track at the exit of the final corner. There's marshals and a lifter on the right-hand side, so keep to the left.
So let's hear from Sainz.
What's going on here?
Push me off. I was ahead. The fire needs to judge this. I think I was ahead at the safety car.
Okay, so checking.
And we've got an overtake happening from Red Bull again.
Well, this...
So there's a safety car line, Jensen.
So what's happened is Perez has overtaken Sainz at the pit lane exit. Now, Sainz is coming out of the pit lane, so he can go as fast as he likes until he meets the safety car line. Perez was under safety car speed, and Perez was side by side with him, and Sainz claiming that he forced him off the track. How's that possible? As Zhou Guanyu has a very slow stop down at Alfa Romeo as well and gets back out. But in my opinion, Perez did nothing wrong there. It was Sainz who was abusing the rule. Perez should stay third.
This is so confusing.
So Perez might have only lost track position to Sainz.
I feel like Ferrari and Mercedes have swapped.
I was ahead. The fire needs to judge this. I think I was ahead at the safety car.
I don't think you were. Sorry.
I think in the middle of the safety car to push someone off is dangerous, and you shouldn't do that.
I'm sorry, Carlos, but I don't think you were ahead at the safety car line.
How can you force him off the track if next to him was a wall?
Where is this Williams going? I mean, they've dragged it back now to the runoff area down at turn 27. Now they've swapped it around, so...
I think instead of following the yellow brick road, they're following the green road.
Yeah, so at least they've got it out of the way. The marshals now can repair the damage and sweep everything up before we get going again.
But here come the cars.
Josh Play's got news for us. Josh?
The entry.
Say again?
Yeah, on the aerial, there's a gap down the left turn 27.
Ooh,
there is. We can just see it now. Yeah, so there is a gap down there, turn 27. Thank you, Josh.
Sneaky gap.
There's a lot of debris. There's a little debris still there. There's marshals at the exit as well. So they are just
also
running
a
together.
JCB on the inside of turn 27. I just saw.
Oh, inside of turn 27. My goodness me. So we're about.
I didn't see any access points for it.
No, so that can probably just zip right back round as well on the track and get going. It shouldn't take that long. Ian Burt,
Incident.
go on.
Involving cars 55, Sainz, and 11, Perez, noted for safety car infringement.
So they are going to investigate it. Interesting. Thank you, Josh. Ian Birch is about to come into the commentary box, so we'll give him a big welcome as well when he does so on USRN as well as they come through. Still, 30 laps to go in the race. It's nice to have him for as long as we possibly can. We think we've handled it quite well. He's been watching the race as well, which is great to know. Let's go over to the YouTube chat then. Use this opportunity. Yeah. Poor Perez, mate. WTF, mate. Second Red Bull is cursed. Indeed, that's his M. Looks like Magnussen's going to try one stop. Did he stop under the safety car? I don't think he did.
Magnussen, Hamilton, and Hulkenberg, the only people to pit.
Thank you. Not to pit.
Only people not to pit.
Given that they're the ones who need to pit the most, I think they should reconsider that.
So they didn't stop under that. Thank you very much, Josh. So the safety car going to be out for at least another 2 or 3 laps, maybe 2 laps.
With Tsunoda, by the way.
Well, say again, Josh.
What happened with Tsunoda, by the way?
Tsunoda had a power unit failure, a complete failure with the engine.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was Perez. Was it Perez or Verstappen? They're saying it's Perez. The graphics on it was Verstappen.
It was Verstappen.
Yeah, Verstappen coming through.
Verstappen was released unsafely.
Kobe Lambeth, who's at the Grid Network, has tweeted as well.
Because how can it be Perez?
So the incident has been reported to the stewards. They are looking into it. So we'll be a while to have an answer.
How can it be Perez?
Focus on this restart.
No, but the restart should be with the positions that it should be. If not, it's unfair.
Okay, we are pushing.
So there's the safety car line. Sainz was ahead.
Restart the race ahead of him. As simple as that. They cannot take so long.
And he remained ahead.
Roving car 24 noted.
It's just very easy to see.
What does Joe do now? What does Joe do now? Seriously, you're getting into a lot of trouble today.
Very interesting situation there. So
a corner number.
So now, Sainz is saying over the radio, I was at the safety car line first, but the reason Sainz was there is because he was going flat out in the pit lane, so he's got free speed. Perez was under the safety car delta. I don't know. The pit lane line should be on a straight part of the track, not a curve.
It should.
Because a curved straight line isn't straight.
I'd give Perez it.
Yeah, if you go on the outside, if you're going to go on the outside, Sainz would meet the line first.
Safety car into flat,
So the
safety car
incident
into
has
flat.
been reported to the stewards. They are looking into it. So we'll be a while to have an answer. Let's focus on this restart.
No, but the restart should be with the positions that it should be. If not, it's unfair.
Okay, we are pushing.
If I was ahead at the safety car line, I should restart the race ahead of him. As simple as that. They cannot take so long. Unacceptable.
Copy, understood.
So what?
It's just very easy to see who was ahead at the safety car line, me or him.
Shut up.
So what's going to happen is they're going to restart the race, and it seems without swapping the positions of Perez and Sainz over. So Perez keeps third. I think that's right.
agree with that. Because Perez, when Sainz crossed that line, was ahead of him.
Absolutely.
And would have remained so.
Would have remained so, kept the position as well. Megan
remained constantly ahead of him,
Safety,
so should.
Safety car coming in, runners through the field, quick the top 10.
Right, so in first is Leclerc, second Verstappen, third is Perez, fourth is Sainz, fifth is
Do
Russell,
everything you can for front tyre temp. We can have the front brakes a little bit hotter.
Okay.
sixth is Magnussen,
I'm working my ass off here.
seventh is Hamilton, eighth is Alonso, ninth Hulkenberg, and 10th Bottas.
Safety car coming in. Charles Leclerc is already backing the pack up, Megan, way before the last corner. Look at Verstappen. Verstappen doing what he did in Bahrain. He's right alongside Charles Leclerc. It's his new party trick, isn't it, of trying to intimidate the race leader. Max Verstappen doesn't know when to quit. He's not the race leader. The race leader is Leclerc, and Leclerc decides when to bolt. It looks like an IndyCar start. Yeah, well, this is dangerous for Verstappen. He was warned about this in Abu Dhabi. You're not allowed to do this, Max. He was warned about it in Bahrain. He's still doing it. Max proving he's still a hothead. out of the last corner. They're still side by side. It looks like a 2x2 restart. Leclerc's pushing Verstappen off the track. Green flag's out, and a big cement dust getting kicked up as Leclerc goes left and right to try and break the toe. Perez is going to try and defend from Sainz as well. Green flag is out. We're racing again in Saudi Arabia, and Verstappen looks to the outside. Leclerc down towards turn 1. Hasn't worked out. Magnussen is trying to take Russell down into turn 1.
Wait.
It hasn't worked off. Josh.
Yeah. Sainz
through. Sainz passed. Sainz is past Perez. Do you reckon Perez got the call there? It looked like he backed off.
No, I think he took him by surprise.
No, Perez backed off there. It looked like Sainz has retaken the positions. It looks like Perez has been told, just give the place back. You'll get him back later. So there's your running order. Leclerc leads. Verstappen second. Sainz retakes third. Perez fourth. Russell fifth. Magnussen sixth, but on a charge. Lewis Hamilton up to seventh as well. Everybody's out there is on the hard tyres. Great to see. Once again, the battle is on. As they swing through, you can see that, go on.
Mercedes getting chased by a Haas.
Unbelievable. And
the lows they've come to.
And there's a Mercedes just behind with Hamilton. So Magnussen is in a Mercedes sandwich at the moment. And how long until the ground effect comes in and we get some more slipstreaming? Leclerc, very clever there. And he's already pulled out 9/10 of a second over the gap. Brilliant restart, in my opinion, from Charles Leclerc. And he took that to the extreme to keep Verstappen behind him. Back through we go on the start-finish, on the back half of the straight towards turn 27. And Hamilton looks to the inside, going for the manoeuvre on Magnussen, backs out of it. Lewis put a car to the inside there. He did think about making a move, Megs, but he was too far back. But maybe with this DRS angle he could do. No DRS for next 2 laps. It's all slipstreaming. Do you reckon the safety car DRS should be enabled immediately? Because maybe 1 lap after, not 3.
Yeah. 1 lap after would make it a much more exciting time instead of 3 when the field's already separated into 2 again.
Yeah, it's happening again, look, because the entire field's separated by 11 seconds now. It's already starting to be dragged down.
12 now.
Replay of Sainz. Now, Perez radio.
Checker, we need to give up the position to Sainz after the restart. We do the restart first.
Yeah, I told you. Perez let him through. That's why Perez was going slow. Perez let Sainz go back through.
I don't like that.
Well, gentlemanly, I'd say there. Very good agreement that there was no race control message.
I wouldn't agreed.
Yeah, I don't think I would have agreed it was gentlemanly and it was very sporting of them.
It was noted by the stewards.
It's
nothing
been
else.
Noted by the stewards, nothing else. That's what Josh.
I will have a scroll through.
Thanks, Josh. As Lewis Hamilton again closing back on the attack, trying to pass Magnussen.
Incident involving cars 55 and 11 noted for safety car infringement. That's the last we heard.
Ace, thank you very much. Josh, who's in the pit lane for us?
Why aren't we hearing anything more about...
So go sock 8.
Magnussen saying sock 8, go for it.
Why
Defend.
aren't we hearing anything more about that little incident in the pit lane between Verstappen and Sainz? Because I don't like that, much more than I don't like what happened between him and Perez.
Well, presumably...
Nothing was said in race control messages.
Thanks, Josh. And nothing's been said in race control messages.
If 1 second could have been out, that could have been a major crash. People could have been hit.
Yeah, well, let's see what they say. Maybe,
I really don't like it.
Maybe they'll give him a 5-second penalty or something. Well, we'll still keep an eye out.
Do something. At least give him a warning.
There's Mick
DRS enabled.
Thanks, Josh. DRS enabled.
At least investigate or noted.
There's Mick Schumacher as well, just watching on and trying to help his teammate Kevin Magnussen do whatever he can. Magnussen is P6 in this race, I'd like to point out. Looking absolutely fantastic once again. Lewis Hamilton is closing him in, closing him down as well, as they come into towards the braking zone as well, down on the back half of the track as DRS enabled. Action zones continuing to be found out in this one as well. And 1.5 seconds Leclerc has now to Verstappen, who's in second position in this race. Magnussen hunting him down as well. Russell in this race, trying to find the positions, trying to find the gap. It's getting close. Ian Birch joins me now in the commentary box, and it's a welcome as well to viewers on YouTube and on the USRN as well. Hello, how are you doing?
Not too good.
Well, hopefully we'll cheer you up with the race. Have you been watching?
Yeah, that's why I'm not too good.
Right.
Lewis is doing well.
Yeah, moved up into P8, 7.
I wasn't surprised that they pulled the fast one on Red Bull.
Yeah, I thought that we saw Mercedes do it last year as well.
Yeah, and they fell for it last year as well.
And Hamilton's up to 6th now. He's past Magnussen, but Magnussen's got the DRS down the start-finish straight. Pulls to the outside. Magnussen in a Haas passes Hamilton into turn 1.
0.7 behind.
But he's locked up. Can he keep it going?
Yeah, not as slow, eh?
Yeah, Magnussen locked up. Can he keep it going? Yes, he can. Hamilton's on the back now, trying to come back through turn 4. Magnussen goes defensive. Lewis stays behind him.
Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me. Kevin's a great driver. They've been working on that car for 14 months.
Yes, it's impressive, isn't it?
You know, it's an impressive car. And we know that the Mercedes hasn't got the power due to the porpoising that it normally has. I reckon they're pretty much even, them two.
I reckon they are, because we saw Hamilton
if anything,
do it as
the
well.
Ferrari engine in the back of that Haas is giving a bit more grunt than the Mercedes engine.
Fastest engine in Formula 1 at the moment, they say, as Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo see in prime position. Look, out dragging. It is coincidental that all of the Ferrari engines, as you said, Ferrari themselves, Alfa Romeo and Haas, all seem to have jumped up the order this year, 2 years after their ban from using the higher fuel mode for burning the oil.
Did you notice that if you know that they'll try anything? I think the reason they did that little dummy, and let then kept out, is because of the fact that Verstappen reported to his team that Leclerc's light isn't on at the back. Which, as we know, is in the regulations that it has to be on.
Has to be.
But apparently there are 12 cars out there that's lights aren't on. In fact, you've just going past the... I don't think Lewis's or...
Lewis gets through.
Magnussen's are.
Lewis dives through the inside of turn number 1.
Magnussen's is.
Yeah, Lewis turns through the inside and gets ahead. So Lewis now goes to P6. Magnussen's down into 7th. He slipstreamed him down the start finish straight, dive bombed him in towards turn number 1. And Lewis up to 6th. So it's now Ferrari 1, Ferrari 3, Red Bull 2, 4, Mercedes 5, 6, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Russell, Hamilton. Josh Play's got news.
Incident involving car 24 under investigation for penalty not served. I'm guessing that's when he did his pit stop and did not serve the 5-second penalty.
Ocon's dived through on the inside of Nico Hülkenberg for P10, so Hülkenberg's down to 11th.
Who's got the 5-second penalty?
Zhou, apparently. Zhou Guanyu has got a 5-second penalty that we haven't heard about, as Leclerc on the restart.
He's got a 5-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage.
Yes,
2 seconds, Josh.
They did give that.
Okay, so you're not allowed...
Oh!
You're not allowed to cross that white line.
Apparently, nobody can understand that when a radio's on, you don't talk. Crofty just did it again. So, Charles Leclerc crossed the entry of the pit lane line, which means he should have come into the pit lane. Raikkonen did that a couple of years ago and got a drive-through penalty for it in Baku.
Do you know, Verstappen, he lets himself down.
Understood, thank you.
The two McLarens come under pressure as well, as Ricciardo's having to defend from Hülkenberg. Norris just behind him as well. Hülkenberg trying to look to the outside. Norris trying to look to the outside as well, down to turn 1. So it's a big, big battle for 11th down as well on this battle. Dad?
Max is saying there, I can't do this without some kind of intervention, right? So what is the point in saying, oh, he's crossed the right line, right? The stewards can see that. There's a VIR system now.
Yeah.
They're watching. They know. They don't need to be told. Verstappen is just losing his own concentration and getting himself worked up over something that is such a minor thing. And it's the same with that light. It's a minor thing, and it actually puts you off your driving. Doing this sort of thing.
Massively does put you off as well as they keep looking through.
Plus, you know, there's a great thing is Jensen used to be one of those that if he went on the...
Oh, 2 seconds. Ricciardo up the inside, and that's where he made the move. He got through on Hülkenberg down at the last couple of corners. That's why Ricciardo was defending backwards and forwards on the start-finish straight.
Jensen would only moan if it was serious enough. And Charlie used to know that. So if Jensen had moaned, right, it was nearly always a slam dunk, wasn't it?
Yeah, really
Right.
is.
Whereas
Verstappen radio.
Max moans all the time.
All of Leclerc's lap time is in that first sector. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as you'd expect. Let's see how long he can keep it up.
And this is now Valtteri Bottas trying to have an attack on Fernando Alonso in towards turn number 1. Didn't work out that time. Bottas stays position.
I love the battle. Omar has put a little kibosh on it now.
Control message.
Oh, Josh, over you go.
Drive-through penalty for car 24 for not serving 5-second penalty.
That's Guan Yu Zhou.
Yeah, that's going to cost him a lot more than the 5 seconds.
So Guan Yu Zhou out then with a penalty.
What is it, 22 seconds here?
Yeah, roundabout. Oh, and I don't know what's happened, but I think we're still broadcasting, but we've had a massive failure.
You're still good on my screen on YouTube.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. And listening along on USRN radio, a little bit of a freeze there as the timing screen's glitched and glitched you out. You're back with us live, lap 27 and 50, as well as we see USON2 saying terrific race, and Christian Malley on the USON chat saying what a great race it is at the moment. It absolutely is a fantastic race.
I love the way.
Oh, Sciences Radio.
Copy, we are looking.
I had a miss shift. I don't know why. Strange copy looking.
Shift, I don't know why. Strange. Copy, we are looking.
There you go on the radio.
The little confrontations between Alonso and Ocon was absolutely brilliant at the start of this race. And because of these are downforce cars, they can actually get closer together because of the dirty air is now going above them rather than there's only 10% of what they used to be. Here we go.
Lando Norris trying to go right around the outside. Nico Hülkenberg into 1. It's a sweet move. So up then goes
Nice move.
Norris. So Hülkenberg down to 13th. He's got Gasly just behind him now. But this battle is raging on like nothing. And I agree with what Christian said on the USRN chat. This is a great race. It's come alive.
It is, and it's the way. It's like when you have
drive-through penalty.
Say again, Josh down the pits.
So Guan Yu has served 5-second penalty.
Thanks, Josh. Dad.
Not 5-second drive-through.
Drive-through.
Now it's messed up the tyre history.
Yeah.
Timing screen. Oh well.
Yeah, it's put him last.
Yeah, it's affected ours as well. Honestly, the driver track is now working, but that was the problems we were having. As well, that it was all going a bit confused. You're back with us, which is great news.
Yeah, Otmar had to give them a little on the radio. You know, you're racing each other, but you don't put each other at risk because both of them tried to put each other into the wall.
If you're wondering where Megan Birch has gone, if you're listening on USON2, she's just popped out. She'll be back in a few seconds' time.
That's why we can say things about Alonso and get away with it.
Yes, because otherwise Megan would be having a go at us saying things about Alonso. But Alonso's running in 8th at the moment on the hard compound tyre. These guys can put really to the end of the race.
Yeah.
But Hamilton has to stop again. He hasn't stopped. Neither has Magnussen actually looking at it. Neither has Hülkenberg.
I thought Lewis put the hards on. Did
At
he
the
start
start,
on the hard?
he started on the hards as well. He hasn't actually pitted yet.
I thought Lewis had pitted when the safety car was out.
No, he's one of the 3 drivers who stayed out as
Hamilton, Magnussen right behind him.
Gasly on the inside.
And Hülkenberg.
Gasly makes the move on Hülkenberg for P13. So Gasly goes through and makes a fantastic move on the outside towards turn number 1. Hamilton, tyres are still okay, he's saying over the radio, but it's not a radio message, it's a text message.
Well, this is a very grippy track. It's probably the most grippiest track in the calendar. The surface here is actually really, really good. It is, it's. I don't know why all of them can't have this surface because it has been really, really grippy. The problems with this circuit is that there are some very narrow parts of it, and you get. It's like yesterday in 12, you got the wrong line.
Yeah.
And by 16, 17. It was causing you to nearly go into the barriers or hit the barriers.
It's all about this stringing the lap together because
stringing the same lap together over and over again.
So stint 1 was perfect.
Okay, that was quick from Russell. We didn't even know it was coming on there. It was just stay straight and get to Perez.
Yeah, and if you look at these cars, right, they're going to develop. I reckon round about when you get to Germany or Belgium. Everyone will have everything sorted out, And the racing will be terrific because of the fact that they'll all have everything sorted out, and everyone will be roughly equal.
Josh Plays down in the pits with news.
Incident involving cars 55 Sainz and 11 Perez. Reviewed.
Oh.
No further investigation for the safety car infringement.
I also thought that, up to now in these first two races, there's no car is looking like a pup.
Yeah.
There isn't that much of a problem for any of the cars.
Pace is good, Daniel. You're least matching Lando here.
The top four are out of the best cars on the grid.
Yeah.
Right? They've got everything virtually sorted out, except we do know that they have this heating problem that has been caused one car to catch fire in the last race.
Gasly.
And two to cut off.
Yeah.
Right? And that happened in practice. The fourth car did it, Tsunoda's did it in practice. And in fact, Tsunoda's didn't come out at all today.
Yeah, he came out, stopped at turn 4, and that was it.
So the
Engine
Honda
died.
power plants are doing well, but they can't actually go through a race without a problem, without being nursed to the end. They didn't know that at the last race, I still feel that they're going to have to nurse these Honda power plants
throughout the rest of the season.
Until they solve it. It's a heating problem. It overheats the fuel in the tank.
Temperatures have stabilised.
It's the battery.
Perez being asked how the balance is. Hang on.
The heat from the battery. I was told it was the heat from the battery.
Yeah. Is he going to say anything back?
Yeah, I'm lacking some traction and stability to the high speed.
So Perez is lacking some traction and visibility at high speed. Is that due to porpoising? Bouncing along. Red Bull suffering. Yeah, Red Bull suffered that as long. M says as well, if you go to the chat now on YouTube, Alzad says Max will get the podium. Michael says still good. It's starting to spread out now. It really is. And that's the problem. The field getting too spread out. I wouldn't say this race is sort of exciting what we saw it was last year. Let's hear from Hulkenberg.
So for us, it's just trying to go as long as we can on this, hope for another safety car.
Well, Hulkenberg, okay, so Aston Martin think, okay, we're going to go as long as possible. And we're going to see, they're going to go as long as possible, see what the safety car can be done. But there isn't going to be another safety car because everyone's now spread out.
So for us, it's just trying to go as long as we can on this, hope for another safety car.
I don't think there is going to be a safety car. Those on the hard tyres are going to start to struggle. Really?
Your sister that was just mentioned, Kellyanne, thinks this track is, too close.
Yeah.
It pushes you. You know what? It pushes you outwards, too close to those walls. It's a bit like the Champions Wall in Canada.
Yes.
And it's round about 7. Yeah, it's about 17 to 21, isn't it? That is it 21?
17 to 21, yeah, the round course as well.
That are causing the most problems.
Bottas versus Alonso looking strong at the moment as well. As Bottas P9, Alonso P8. As they come through. There's Ruth Buscombe coming through as well on the back half. And there's Frederic Vasseur and all the strategists watching on. So Guan Yu Zhou, 17th with issues out there. Bottas is P9 and is 27 seconds off the back there to the other two. So you two, talking about this as well, now that we're finally got you both in the box, Ferrari's pace looks absolutely genuine. This is some fantastic strategy.
We knew from the Bahrain test that they actually were the best car on the grid. They were a mile in front. There wasn't it?
2 seconds
test,
for
they were
Verstappen.
4 seconds ahead.
Yes.
Of
Let's
McLaren.
just keep it sensible in the high speed for now. We can put pressure on later in the race. Let Leclerc use up his tyres for the moment.
And here we come again, look, because now, in the last 2 laps, Verstappen has slowly started to creep back up to Leclerc. The gap now 1.4 seconds. So all of a sudden, as you said, Dad, the magic 15 laps, if you weren't with us in Bahrain, and for listeners on USRN, this is coming up to the magic 15 last laps. Tell us what it means.
15 laps to go in Formula One for the last 4 or 5 years. Has meant
Let's just keep it sensible in the high speed for now. We can put pressure on later in the race. Let Leclerc use up his tyres for the moment.
There you go.
It's usually the time when the strategists have worked out, everything falls together in those last 15 laps. The strategists have worked out how to how to finish the race. The drivers have worked out who's tired and who's not tired, and who's driving well and who's not driving well, and what you can get away with. And they also, the good cars can be, 10th or 11th and still be fighting for a podium towards the end of the race. It's that sort of thing. And it's been for 4 or 5 years we've had this last 15 lap thing that has gone on. And these cars are this year are so close together in performance and things like that it is down to the skill of the drivers, right? The skill of the tacticians, right? And reliability that'll win this race and get you on the podium.
Megan, Verstappen is closing down to Leclerc at a rate of 0.2 per lap, but it is getting quite close once again. Do you reckon he's going to be on him? Look how close. He gained so much time, Megan, in that first 2 corners. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's close to another pit stop time if they're going on 2 stops.
Well, yeah,
so
everyone's on hards, but remember, Hamilton, Magnussen and Hülkenberg have yet to stop in this race.
Max is a much more tactical driver this year than he was in previous years.
Fernando making a move on Magnussen.
Trying to go around the outsides one. That wasn't going to work. Magnussen's too quick down the back. M says as well, come on, Haas, you have nailed the strategy. Yeah, just hope we have a safety car thrown in.
Max actually said that he was he had changed his driving style so that he doesn't make the lunges that he would previously.
I'm just nervous of pitching too much. I could go and catch, but I just feel like I want to destroy the front too quickly.
So Lando was asked how's the pace, and he's saying nervous. Don't want to destroy the front 2 tyres if he goes too quick. He's thinking about these 15 laps as well.
And
anything happens in that time.
I don't think Lewis believed him when Max said that.
No, I don't think so either. Josh Pace, got news?
Yeah, just saw something in the live timing chat. They said Hamilton pit late and go for softs. I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
He's got a brand new set of softs left, I think. Yeah, he's got 2 sets of softs left and 1 set of mediums. So I would put on a set of soft tyres.
I've just been talking to your sister about Kellyanne, about Guan Yu Zhou, and saying that I remind you that...
Oh, hang on, Alonso! Oh, sorry, I thought Alonso is right. He closed right back up on Magnussen. Down into that part of the track. I thought he was going to go for a move. He might. I'll have to hold you to that because Alonso's got the DRS. Magnussen's going to have to go defensive down towards turn 1. He goes to the inside of the pit wall. Alonso going to swing round the outside. They nearly touch. They're wheel to wheel, but Alonso gets out ahead, and Magnussen has to fail down to 8th place. Alonso, much fresher tyres compared to Magnussen, of course, but both on hard compounds. Back to your point.
I'll remind you all of the of when.
Thanks, Josh.
When Guan Yu Zhou was in F2, he won a race by staying out almost to the last 2 laps.
Yes.
And then changing his tyres, and by that time he'd got himself a position where he could come out back in the lead, because the soft tyres that day were working so badly that he didn't want to be on them until the very last minute. And that could be, with Lewis's problems with the car, that could be the strategy here that Josh Plays just said about, that he's heard about. It's really feasible that if Lewis goes to lap 40, 42, and then goes on the softs for, or even another, there's no mediums, is there, that are doing well?
He's got all the medium runners. Well, they were doing rubbish times.
They were doing rubbish times, weren't they? So it's going to be a soft, isn't it? Right, and yeah, that is a good tactic, isn't it? And that's what I'm saying. That the tacticians are playing an important part this year. It's not just the skill of the drivers; it's the skill of the team.
Lap 36 of 50. It's time for a full race rundown for those of you listening in on USRN. Charles Leclerc leads this race by 1.6 seconds. As meantime, Magnussen gets back past Alonso. Well, that's the battle we've been watching. Alonso back down to 8th. Magnussen back up the order. That's nice to see. And Alonso struggling, Megan. Alonso's really struggling. Alonso's got a problem. Alonso is stopping.
Car is stopping.
Alonso's got a problem. Oh, what is... Well, he's looking.
Bottas pits, by the way.
Is this a problem for Alonso? He's still stuck. I thought
he got out of the way of his teammate there, didn't he?
I thought, Alonso stuck in 4th gear. Fernando Alonso is out of the Grand Prix. No power.
Look at it.
Fail.
It's also not a place.
Look, battery fail. Turbo fails coming up.
Yeah.
And Otmar Safnau's race goes mad. And here, ladies and gentlemen, 15 laps to go. It's that rule again. We saw it in Bahrain. Turbo. It's
Look
turbo.
at Otmar. He doesn't. Yeah, it's the turbo. It's making a hell of a noise, isn't it?
Oh,
Mind you, it does if it's stuck in gear.
Coming out as Magnussen
Goes then.
got past from the rear
Shifts
end.
down. And he'll shift back up after turn 2.
There's an alert, an alarm on the steering wheel.
He hasn't got it.
Cool.
Yeah, Jensen Button's noticed. Look, there's the alarm. Look, fail. So I reckon he's
These
lost.
are flashing red.
I reckon the turbo's died when he's shifting down. Now he's still going, Fernando Alonso. But is he going to make it back to the pits?
Signs. Better to wait for you.
It's like when your own car goes into safe mode. And you can crawl home in it. Quite a few modern cars have that. And it's the same here. When the turbo fails, you can usually coast back to the pits, but you've got to retire, really.
So Fernando Alonso is out. Oh, no, that's not
And
Danny
that's the
Ricciardo.
second one. That's Ricciardo.
Danny Ricciardo. Ricciardo's ground to a halt, and he's at the pit entrance. This is going to be a safety car.
Why are they both?
I think it's going to stop. It's going to stop. So Ricciardo's out, Alonso's out, and Ricciardo's stopped at pit entrance. So safe. This will close the pit lane. We saw this in Formula 2. Keep an eye out. Josh plays for the pit lane closed.
He is still got some motion.
Can he get it into the pits? No, it stopped. And
It's in neutral now. It will stop.
hang on. Who's that coming into the pit lane? Someone else. Bottas in. Ricciardo radio. Stop.
I got no drive. Okay, copy.
He's
going slowly at 15.
Yeah, and who's coming?
Alonso's got a car
Bottas.
problem. He's going slowly at 15.
Bottas comes into the pit lane. The yellow flags are out. Surely this has got to be a safety car.
This is in the wrong place.
2 laps ago, though.
Say again, Josh. Oh, Bottas is out. Bottas is out. Bottas out too.
I don't think he stopped. He's out.
3 out. Bottas out. Alonso out. Ricciardo out. They're dropping like flies.
With 15 laps to go, it all started.
What's going on?
It is a thing. We have noticed it. If you look back over the last races for the last 4 or 5 years, it's happened in virtually every single race.
Lewis Hamilton is coming into the pit lane. So's Kevin Magnussen. Oh, Hamilton stayed out. Has Hamilton stayed out?
Yeah.
Where is he? Well, there's Magnussen.
Hamilton stayed out.
Hamilton. Well, that's
Magnussen
ridiculous.
into the pit lane.
And look, Mercedes are getting ready for someone. Is it for Russell? Where is Russell on the track?
5th.
Russell, he's gone through.
Hulkenberg pits.
And where on earth is the bleeding safety car? Ricardo Radio, Johnny.
Capitalising, getting these fresh tyres
Yeah,
onto
I
the
can't
car. There it goes. Seems to be not a bad stop
Understood.
from the point of
3
view, but we're going to wait and see if anybody else was make the pit stop.
I think they were expecting a safety car.
Virtual safety car has been called. And into the
entry closed.
Lewis has messed it up. I don't believe it. The pit lane entry is closed. Hulkenberg just got in the pit lane, and they've closed the pit lane entry. Fernando Alonso now becomes the second car stuck in pit lane behind Ricciardo. Bottas is out. Well, welcome.
It's not as bad as it sounds, Josh.
Welcome to Ross Brawn's used car lot down in the pit lane. My goodness.
Alonso's parked in the pit lane entrance as well.
They're going to have to red flag this race because we've got cars dotted everywhere. Ricciardo's further up. Alonso's down here. Ricciardo, I think, is now being pushed.
He's managed to get...
Whoa, sorry. Why have we got...
push.
What on earth?
Why are there marshals on the track with virtual safety car? No.
This is a safety car or a red flag. You do not put live marshals. The cars only decrease their speed by 40 kilometres an hour. They're still going pretty much flat out, and we have marshals at the fastest part of the track. And Ricciardo, that looks like brake failure.
One wrong move
Clutch,
from the driver.
Anti-stall.
Or them.
He went into anti-stall.
He went into anti-stall.
Was that Lando or Ricciardo? It's Ricciardo. This is Lewis Hamilton.
Might have wanted to come in.
He backed out.
Car slowing down.
Oh, he didn't know. He thought Ricciardo was still...
Too late.
Well, it was too late.
He thought Ricciardo was going slow. He didn't realise he'd stopped. Lewis should have boxed then like Hulkenberg, and now it's cost him as well. And this is unbelievable. The virtual safety car is out, but this should be a full safety car.
Fernando stopped.
Alonso's out of the car and is walking on the pit lane when the virtual... Oh, for goodness sake. Where is that safety car?
Alonso showing his dismay at that.
What is this?
He's such a cool guy usually. It's unusual.
There's Danny Ricciardo's car. It's now been put in. The virtual safety car. Well, look at this. Waved yellows are really going to stop cars going at flat-out speed down the start-finish straight.
It's
Where
not
is
a
the
waved
safety car?
yellow. It's a static one flag yellow, which means you know.
Yeah, the pit lane's closed, but where on earth is the safety car, not the virtual? Niles Whittock.
There's the one flag.
Pit lane entry closed. There's the double yellows. This should be a full safety car, not virtual.
We also have
Lewis.
Are we in trouble or not? Are you okay with strategy?
It really depends how this turns out, Lewis, but let's just keep our heads down.
Kevin Magnussen is as M points out, Magnussen, lucky, yes, he came into the pit lane, as did Hülkenberg, right before the pit lane closed. Lewis Hamilton didn't. Mercedes have made a mess of the strategy again.
Well, to be honest,
they've thrown the race away.
No, actually, it was.
It really depends how this turns out, Lewis, but let's just keep our heads down.
Go.
It was just a late call. That's all. It's just bad luck that they've had. It's not over yet. It's not over at all.
Lewis needs to go light.
Why virtual?
Lewis needs this to stay out because he needs to stay out because of the fact that if he goes in now and the virtual safety car finishes once they've got the other car out the way, Alonso's car out the way, it could actually cause him more problems. Remember, we thought he was going to lap 42.
Yeah.
He's been going round for the last 3 or 4 laps in safety car mode. So, he could go to lap 48 on those tyres.
Oh, this is wrong. We should have had a safety car.
Avoid the curbs, Lewis.
Although a safety car would be worse for Lewis right now because he'll lose track time and he's missed the pit lane. So what Lewis needs is, as you said, the virtual safety car to stay out because now, if a full safety car gets deployed, Lewis is completely screwed because he won't be able to do anything.
Josh, what is the ruling where the pit is closed and you haven't changed your tyre? Is it a 10-second penalty like it used to be for not changing your tyres, or is it a black flag?
No idea.
Well, we saw in the Formula 2 race, Hauger came into the pit lane and got a 10-second penalty for when it was closed. So, do you take the 10 seconds?
Do you take the 10 seconds?
If it means that you don't have a puncture.
You don't get a black flag for not doing your... At the end of the race, don't get disqualified for not changing your tyres.
It's a 10-second stop-go,
You might as well do
though.
the 10-second.
It's a 10-second stop-go
I
penalty.
know that happened, didn't it? Hauger did it.
Hauger did it.
About a year and a half ago.
And it happened in the sprint race yesterday. He got told to come into the pit lane when it was closed.
Hauger again?
Yeah, yesterday in the pit lane, he got told to come in when it was closed, and he got done for it.
Was it F3 that Hauger did it in about a year ago?
He did do it in F3. That's our... But we're green! Are we green? No. Virtual safety car's ending. That's why. So the virtual safety car is ending. We are about to go back to green flag running here. Race on in Saudi Arabia. The safety cars are in, and we are back to green flag running. And it's less than a second.
And the guys down at the strategist place
Hamilton.
Under it.
Will be coming in as soon as that pit entry is open.
Hamilton pits. Hamilton's in the pit lane now. He's going to lose it.
The strategist would have worked out while that's been going on if it's beneficial to take him up to 48 and then pit him, or to bring him straight in.
10 laps to go.
I am surprised they've done this, actually, brought him straight in.
Mediums. Not the softs, mediums. And it was a slow stop as well. 3.9. That's shocking for Hamilton. This is the worst weekend for Lewis Hamilton I can remember in a very long time.
As soon as that pit entry is open.
A lot of them are having problems with the heaviness of these new 18-inch tyres.
They are, yeah. And the guns as well. The nuts don't work. Has he come up behind Magnussen? He has. Hamilton's out of the points. He's in 12th. Magnussen's passed him. Lewis Hamilton rejoins in 12th position. Wow. No points for Lewis in Saudi.
Well,
past Albon.
Still 9 laps to go.
Well, and now look at this. The race lead is properly underway. It may not be Mercedes at the front,
including this one.
Ferrari is really on the pace, and they're being challenged by the Red Bulls. And they fixed their fuel issue that hampered them back before. Verstappen's got the DRS. He's trying to pull to the outside to get ahead. The gap that was a second was now 0.3 of a second. It's fight on with 9 laps to go in Saudi for the race win. Leclerc's going defensive. Verstappen's right with him. It's game on for the title. well. Little slide there from Verstappen, Megan. It almost looked like he touched the wall on the exit of 4.
Title, it's only the second race.
Well, the fight for the title is on. We know it's going to be between Ferrari. We know it's going to be between Red Bull. Russell is going to outperform Hamilton in a race for the first time since the Grand Prix
Well, I still feel that McLaren and Mercedes
Belgium
and Aston will solve their problems.
DRS zone, Megs. Is Verstappen going to get ahead? Is he going to win this race?
Oh, I think he's just going to go outside the DRS zone. Is he going to make it?
6 tenths. Yes, he's got it. He's got DRS.
I'm going to shock you. I'd like to see Leclerc win, but I think Max will.
Yeah, let's take another look then. Now,
it all
he
depends
did.
on the reliability.
I knew it. Verstappen just brushed the wall. My eyes on the screen, I saw it as well. But Verstappen has the DRS. He's gone through zone number 1.
I think he's going to get through in the next DRS.
He's already taken it as well. Here we go.
Yeah,
and he's got him. Max Verstappen sweeps round the outside and takes the lead, but goes defensive. Leclerc's going to get the DRS. Verstappen's done that, though, Megan, at a point which is too much. He slides, and here comes Leclerc with the DRS. The two championship protagonists are side by side along the start-finish straight. Leclerc on the outside retakes the lead, but is Verstappen going to do a dive bomb? Leclerc blocks the inside line and leads into turn 1, and Verstappen can't get through.
I absolutely love these new cars.
But of turn 27.
And here comes, I said that. Did you see the slide? As Josh Play said, the slide from Verstappen. Massive loss of time there. And Leclerc gets the lead back. Verstappen won't make that mistake twice, though.
Okay, 1, Magnussen in the points. Yay. For second of 4, Hamilton just had DRS and wasn't able to pass Albon.
Oh, still 2 tenths between them.
And again.
Perez
Hang on.
And he's...
Albon's passed Hamilton. That's why.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to pass him either.
I don't believe that. Twice.
Checo Perez has just done the fastest lap.
And again.
132.
205.
Oh. Here we go again then. Verstappen was still. He's precisely a second away at the DRS zone.
Magnussen passing Stroll.
He's outside. I don't think... Oh, he has got it. Yeah, Verstappen has got the DRS now on the back straightaway. Now Leclerc's going to have to go defensive again. The run down. Do you see the sparks flying there as well on the back as we head down towards turn 27 once again? Verstappen with the DRS. Is he going to make the same error he did last time? He pulls to the inside. He almost gets Hamilton. They both lock up. They didn't want to cross that DRS line. Verstappen locks up his tyres. Leclerc still leads. And he has the DRS. And here comes Verstappen!
Verstappen nearly stopped. That lock-up was so severe.
They slammed on the brakes. They didn't want to cross that double DRS line.
Both of them.
That's I told you Verstappen would learn. It's the same thing that happened last
year with Hamilton.
He crossed the line again.
Verstappen.
No.
He crossed the line again.
It doesn't matter. You just brake tested for the second year running. That proves to everybody, Max, that you brake test people. You just slammed on the brakes. Watch this. Leclerc, this is the DRS speed. Leclerc backs off. He wants the DRS, but Verstappen realises it as well, and nobody wants to cross the DRS line first. So
look how slow he got.
They both locked up, and Verstappen, as you say, Josh, nearly came to a complete standstill. You saw the squirt of oversteer when he hit the accelerator.
Let's just explain why they did that. It's because if you get the first one to the DRS line, the first transponder over that DRS line, it's the second one that gets the...
Verstappen.
You calm down, let us do our work, mate. You just keep your head down.
Yeah, Verstappen being told, calm down.
It's the second car that gets the DRS.
Yes.
Which enables them to have less drag and be able to overtake.
Here we go
and
again.
So that was what was happening. And it happened last year. He denied it then. But Max, you've just done it again.
Just done it again. And he's got DRS now. He's within a second now into the last corner. Down the start finish. I think he's a bit too far back this time, Megan.
You calm down. Let us do our work, mate. You just keep your head down.
Verstappen being told calm down on the radio still.
I might change it back to Leclerc now because Max is getting out of his skull again with these things.
He's going to be proporting like mad because he's locked up the two front tyres.
I have been amazed last year when he won the title how different a driver he was. He didn't let these things get to him as much as he has done in the past. And yeah, he's done that today, so that's wrong.
Hamilton trying to get past Lance Stroll, and Stroll's still ahead of Hamilton because Stroll's done some great defending and has kept the world champion behind him.
Ooh,
wow.
Skillful.
The former world champion.
Yes, well, hang on. Oh, hang on a minute, that's you saying that. All right, then.
Well, he is the former world champion.
He's the former world champion, but he's a seventh
seventh
time
time.
champion.
Just because the FIA.
My brain still says it's 2021.
The FIA investigated and said things were wrong. He'd already accepted that he couldn't have that title, and he wouldn't want to win it in the courts. And, you know, he wants to win it on the track because he's a racer.
Leclerc has just pulled 1.3 seconds over Verstappen. Verstappen's tyres are dead. I think we've seen the race being done now. I could be wrong, but we've got 5 to go at the end of this. And then all of a sudden, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is living up to the name of excitement that we had from last year.
There are a couple of scenarios here. Leclerc and Verstappen. Verstappen is getting agitated.
I think he's got it. He's got the DRS, yes, he does.
And Charles is a very, very cool character, right? They've raced alongside each other for 10 years, more? 15 years?
Hang on 2
Since
seconds.
they were young?
Look at the closing speed. Just like in Bahrain, Verstappen is gaining hand over fist. Leclerc goes defensive. Verstappen looks to the outside and so on. It's not going to work out, but it was a second exactly at the end of the round corner.
6 more laps. The wind has picked up a bit now. The wind is stronger.
An upset Max.
Yeah, Charles knows how. Yeah, these two have raced together. And for the only 2 races of the year, Megan, we've had 2 great fights, Bahrain and Saudi, between these two. It's now finally. It's the time of the young guys, the ones we've watched come up throughout the formulas.
I still believe that when they all get these cars to where they want, the standard they want, you'll get anybody on the grid can possibly get a podium.
Askell says as well, I had to eat dinner. Why
These
so
are great
many?
cars.
Yeah, Askell said, I've had to eat dinner. Why so many drivers out? Sonoda retired before the race even began. Latifi crashed into the wall, caused the safety car on lap 15. Ricardo, Alonso and Bottas just retired with engine failure.
All on the same lap.
All on the same lap.
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them all out at once. And here comes Leclerc. He's having to defend from Verstappen once again. Verstappen is slipstreaming massively. The gap is now less than a tenth at the end of that DRS zone. So now Verstappen is right with him. Here we go again. Leclerc, I think, has made a mistake. Look at this. Look at this.
He's not close enough.
Leclerc's backing off. Leclerc does not want to cross that control line before for the DRS. It's going to go to Verstappen. Verstappen has the DRS down the start-finish straight. Here we go again then. Into the braking zone. Verstappen with the DRS. Pulls to the outside line and takes the lead. Leclerc gets in behind immediately, trying to get the slipstream. And the Dutch fans go wild as Leclerc is still cutting the corner at 2, but not losing any track. And crucially, Megan not gaining any track advantage.
Ooh,
and he's still with him now. It's a fight for the win between Leclerc and Verstappen.
Oh my god, their colours have a light side of a dark side from Star Wars.
Good point. Which is which?
I
They've
always wait
swapped
for the dark
sides.
side.
They swapped sides. Dad.
Did he gain an advantage or not? Because
think
he'd
he
made
did.
a slight mistake,
like he did.
which led to the pass, and then he corrected it by going over the curb.
I'm not sure. Further down the field, we see a battle going on between Ocon and Norris, and even further down the field, we see Stroll and Albon battling it out.
Oh, did they touch? I swear they did. Did you see that? Leclerc, I saw it on the onboard camera. It almost looked like he touched Verstappen's wing.
Yeah, I think there was an avoidance rather than a touch. I think let's see it from above. I think
this is start
I think
line.
you'll find that Max avoids.
Yeah, I think we've joined the onboard too late.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, for the helicopter camera.
I think Max realised that he was going to hit and avoided.
This is an amazing
That's where
race. Yeah.
we're replaying that because of what we were saying. They're thinking, did he gain an advantage after making a mistake in the previous corner?
So Verstappen's increased the gap now. It's 7/10
see
of a
that little
second.
twitch?
Yeah, Leclerc's got DRS though. How much can he start to drag in front to Verstappen? 3 laps to go here in Saudi, lap 48 of 50. And it doesn't look like Leclerc's getting any closer, Megan. You're studying that timing screen.
4 more laps. Magnussen 6.5. You're doing great. You're doing very good.
That's Gasly being told there. Megan, you're studying the timing screen. What can you see?
Quite fluctuating. Leclerc can't catch up as well as Verstappen was able to. Though, if going around a corner, if Max needs to make a mistake for Leclerc to be able to get past there,
And Verstappen's got the fastest lap as well at 1:31.779. He did it on the previous lap, he did. But Leclerc is closing in again. These are on old tyres, remember. This fight is electric. This race is electric. It's all starting to come together nicely in this fantastic World Championship of 2022. Two very different races, but still the same teams fighting at the front. And now Red Bull are going to make their emergence in this season as well. Mercedes are hampered. Lewis is going to get a point. Russell's 5th. Hamilton is 10th as it stands. Haas going to get another point. But the battle is all eyes to the front as Verstappen kicks over the curb, loses more time. Leclerc's going to have the DRS on the run on the turn 25. Down towards the last corner now. We've got a yellow flag on the circuit. Not sure why yet. As they come down, Leclerc's going to go on the action. Leclerc's going through on the inside line. Can't get through. Got a yellow flag and Stroll has stopped on the track. Megan is telling me. Yeah, Stroll stopped. But this is crucial. Oh, we've gone green. We've gone green. Okay.
No, yellow again.
Yellow into turn 1 and Leclerc can see that.
He's not going.
DRS disabled. Crucially though, DRS has been disabled. Yeah, he must have. But that stopped the DRS. 2 laps to go. The yellow cancelled out the DRS and Stroll.
Green flag.
What's that with Stroll? He got fire underneath him. Was it? Sparks are flying out.
It's just the what do you call those little blocks?
Yeah, we've got a yellow again, and it's a puncher for Alex.
Message.
Albon. Sorry, Josh. Alexander Albon has come to a stop. Williams having a double DNF, and this will bring out the virtual safety car. And it was because Albon went to the inside of Stroll. Stroll turned in, and there was contact between the two.
Yeah, idiot just dive on me.
Stroll, cut across him.
That's
Stroll's fault.
Stroll's. Stroll was at fault there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he cut across and left no room to Albon. Now that car's enough out of the way. I think we can still go racing. Is DRS disabled? Yeah. DRS disabled?
Not as far as I just thought. No, it's not disabled.
Josh?
That incident has been noted by the stewards.
Ace, thank you very much.
I think if we look back at that, I think it was one of those that was talking.
Investigated after the race.
Cheers, Josh.
I think it was a bit like what we was talking about earlier. I think that when it came, because they were fighting, they got the wrong in 2 corners before.
Yeah.
And so hit each other on that corner 2 corners later.
Last lap the call. Here we go then. Leclerc is on the back. He has the DRS. It's green flag. The green flags are out according to the monitors. Now we've gone back to yellow. Yeah, so still yellow. The graphics glitching.
Yeah, idiot just dive on me.
But this is getting close now between the two.
Leclerc gets fastest.
Verstappen getting sloppy. He was sliding out of turn 1 and 2. Leclerc is all over him. 3 tenths between. Leclerc only needs a DRS in the last corner. Are we actually going to get a last corner manoeuvre? Who is going to win? The Saudi Arabia Grand Prix goes down to the last lap. There's the double yellows. Crucially though, Megan, not in the DRS zone. They can keep going as Leclerc is closing again. Hand over fist.
Right. So it's getting very tense going into the last bit, and further down the field we see Ocon trying to pass Norris. Then he's actually... Oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
No.
He does it.
Yes.
No, he does it.
Done it.
Stop it, radio.
That's so unfair.
How did he close out so unfair? It's because he's so quick.
Racing?
And Leclerc's got the DRS. He's going to have an attack, isn't he? Look how much he's closing. Leclerc is closing on Verstappen. Which way is he going to go? 6 tenths between them. These two are going to end up taking each other out, aren't they?
Did Max really say that's so unfair?
Yeah. Obviously, he hasn't been looking in his mirrors, has he?
Down towards turn 27, the last corner. Leclerc has the DRS. It's all going to be about the run to the line. And he's so close. Verstappen exits the last corner. Leclerc's going to be right with him. It's a drag race to the line. It's Max Verstappen who wins the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix by just 0.549. Charles Leclerc is second and Carlos Sainz takes third. Red Bull get a 1-4, Ferrari 2-3. The title fight is alive. The Constructors' Championship is alive. Verstappen, after no points at all in Bahrain, he comes out kicking with 25 on the board here in Saudi. But still, it's Leclerc and Sainz 1-2 in the driver's standings, even after this race.
And now the race is finished, Max. How he did it was how he closed up was a lap and a half before, just after the incident, he went over the curb, right, which cut the corner and allowed him to get back on your tail.
And we have got a drag race to the line as Ocon dives through on the inside of Norris, and Norris has the DRS. This is over 6th position. Norris pulls to the outside line, 7th. And
like it.
Say again, Josh.
Norris didn't have DRS, it looks like.
So he did that on pure pace in that Mercedes engine.
Is the DRS still disabled from
It's
the
enabled.
incident?
No, it's
Is
still
it enabled?
Yeah,
Is this
because
the
it's
second
outside the
time
zone.
in a row we finished with a yellow flag.
Yes, because of Perez last time out. Yeah, still yellows. Still.
These cars are producing such great racing. I love the idea that they can pass each other and then pass back.
Nice. That was good. That was good. Okay, 2022 has started.
Wow, that was close. Wow, unbelievable. Well done, Max. Great job.
I think we sound more excited than them.
21 race victories to Max Verstappen then as well. The world champion kicks off the 22 campaign finally with points on the board after not finishing last time out. It's a strong comeback for Red Bull. Ferrari, though, they almost had it again, didn't they?
Once, do you know, his engineer got him back in the zone, and then, you know, he was a different driver in those last few laps to what he was in the previous 5.
Oh,
he was being hot-headed again in the previous 5, and he deserves this win because he's done really well today. It's strategic.
This is Ocon passing Norris. Norris was weaving left and right, and Ocon just brilliants around the outside at the end of lap 50. Well, start of lap 50, Megan.
I did not like when Max said that's so unfair, because it did make him seem a little bit childlike.
Yeah. Oh, let's hear from Charles Leclerc. Finish second.
That was nice. We lacked a little bit of straight line speed. Has he forgotten where he's got to go as well? That's it.
Yeah, got to go in the pit lane, Charles, not to the grid. But that's nice from Leclerc as well. The respect there between his friends.
Race control message.
Go on, Josh.
Incident involving car 20. Magnussen noted failing to slow on the yellow flags.
Oh, now.
Oh, that's usually a slam dunk.
Yeah, if he gets a penalty for that, he'll drop him behind Hamilton as well. And
Do not go against Magnussen.
And Lewis finished in the point.
Actually, Magnussen had a 9-second gap to Hamilton, so he should be all right with a 10-second penalty either way.
It better be.
No, that put him just behind Hamilton, wasn't it? 9-second gap.
10th. Yeah, unless it's a 5-second one. That's
Yeah,
what I meant. That's what I meant. 5 seconds.
No one go against Magnussen.
Yeah, 5 seconds. That's what I meant.
But Lewis gets a point in a Grand Prix he didn't want to race in, and you know, wasn't that bothered about. It was just the racing instinct in him that got him through this race. He'll be back.
Hey,
and that car is clearly not as good as it can be. Where did George finish?
Fifth for Russell. Magnussen
where he
ninth.
started.
Yeah.
Lewis was saying last night that he changed his settings.
Race control message.
And it didn't suit him, and that's end of, isn't it? In things, race control, Josh.
Incident involving car 20 under investigation for failing to slow on the yellow flags. And Justin, incident involving car 55, Carlos Sainz noted for failing to slow on the yellow flags.
And that could put Perez on the
that could be
podium.
another slam dunk.
So are they going to have to delay the podium procedure, or they're just going to go for it? Because that will put Perez on the podium, wouldn't it? If it is a slam dunk.
I wonder which silver-haired man.
An incident involving car 11, Perez noted for failing to slow on the yellow flag.
Russell?
Well, hang on. If they both get a penalty, then
Russell's time to shine.
Russell's 21 seconds back from them. So 10 seconds apiece for them would actually just cancel them out. So Russell still wouldn't be on the podium.
No, they cancel each other out.
But would it be 10 seconds converted to a drive-through penalty, which would be 30 seconds, which might give Russell his second ever podium?
Well, you can't give them a drive-through penalty for not taking the 10 seconds when they haven't already given it, I suppose.
Usually, if it's a drive-through, they would.
It's a retrospect.
Well. Yeah. Let's hear then the birthday boy, David Coulthard, is speaking down there. 51 today. He's speaking with the race winner, Max Verstappen. Happy birthday, David Coulthard. Happy birthday as well to Alex Jakes as well.
Anniversaries. It's the 51st anniversary today of the birth of David Coulthard.
Anniversaries, yes. I talked to him earlier. I said happy birthday, and he just completely blanked me and changed the conversation.
He's trying. He says he's counting back. Actually, he's 49, not 51. That looks like it took its toll on the drivers a bit.
It's
very
exhausting.
hot down there. But as a special birthday present, DC has been allowed to conduct the post-race interview. So let's hear from him with our race winner, Max Verstappen.
Has Verstappen got the cake as well, like last year in Bahrain?
Max Verstappen, well, what a race. 2022 is go. It wasn't the start you needed in Bahrain, but this was a brilliant weekend for you. And some really, really close and respectful racing with Charles.
Yeah, no, it was a really tough, but a good race. I mean, we were battling hard in the front. Yeah, we just tried to play the long game. I mean, they were really quick through corners. We were quick on the straight. But yeah, the tires were wearing out quite quick around here. So you could see at the end, I think, we had a little bit more pace, so I just tried to get by. It wasn't easy playing smart tricks in the last corner, but eventually managed to get ahead. But then even after that, he was constantly in the DRS, and then with the yellow flags in the last lap, just knowing how much you should lift, what is allowed and not, it was tough. But really happy that we finally kick-started the season.
Just put us in the cockpit with, as you say, smart tricks running into the DRS. We're just seeing the lock-up. You both locked up going to where the DRS line is. We can see it on the screen behind you, and then coming on the start-finish for the pass. You know, this strategy you're having to deploy, this is a new form of racing.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, once you get quite close, because I think the cars, when you get within half a second, you actually can have a good exit. And I think that makes it a lot more tricky to actually do the pass, let's say, in the last corner compared to last year. So it's a lot harder to plan your pass, let's say like that.
Okay, well, you are the winner tonight. Congratulations. Charles Leclerc, well, you did everything in that Grand Prix right. I take my hat off to you in terms of when you first allowed Max to overtake you into the last corner. The dummy you threw, I thought you had a problem, but you were strategically making sure you had the DRS. That was some smart racing.
Yeah, it was. But it wasn't enough today. But oh my God, I really enjoyed that race. I mean, again, it's hard racing, but fair, and every race it should be like this. So it was fun. I'm of course disappointed. I wanted to win today. We just missed. I mean, we had two very different configurations with Max and Checo and both the Ferraris. We were quite quick in the corners, but quite slow in the straight because we put more downforce, and so it was extremely difficult for me to cover Max in the straights. But it's like this. He did a great job, and it was a fun race.
Did I hear correctly? You were on the radio congratulating Max, acknowledging that this was a great battle. The respect is there.
Oh yeah, it's always been there. I mean, especially when you finish a race like this. Honestly, I mean, we are in a street track. We've been pushing like I've rarely pushed before to the absolute limit, and we take risks at the end. So of course there's respect, and but a bit disappointed.
I understand. Well, congratulations on starting the season so well with the first and second here. And we come to your teammate Carlos. Well, a little bit of confusion before the safety car starts. We heard you on the radio very clear. The safety car line here a little bit tricky when you come out of the pit lane. Overall, your thoughts on your race?
Yeah, it was a close call there with Checo, but in the end, I think he got a bit unlucky with the safety car, obviously, but the rules are the rules, and I think I was just ahead at the safety car line, which it was my position then, and since then it was all about holding on to P3. The Red Bulls were super quick in the last 10 laps after the tires cooled down on the safety car, on the virtual. They were flying and they were putting pressure on us, and yeah, for me this race was a bit of progress from Bahrain. I think I managed to find a bit more rhythm with the car. Still some tenths to find, but I think I will end up getting there.
Congratulations.
Well, top three then on the podium.
Race control message, which is quite questionable.
Go on. I think I know what you're going to say.
Of lap 49 and 50 are under investigation for double yellows. So the whole 2 laps are under investigation. I've never seen that before, I don't think.
I've never seen that either. That's a big worry, Megan.
Investigate a lap?
Well, they're looking at everyone. Did they lift in the yellow flag zones, presumably?
Driver of the day, or so, is Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, 27% of the vote, I believe. Look, there's the checker flag. Well, it could barely be seen, actually, by the drivers, that flag. But they knew it was there. The flags with the names of lucky individuals who have paid for that square. They'll have that flag will now be cut up and sent round with a photo of the finishers at the line as well, which in this one, it's going to be quite a sweet image. 5/10, 0.549 separated Verstappen and Leclerc as well. For listeners on USRN, Ian Birch has departed the commentary box at the moment, so he's just left to go and get ready for other projects coming up. And Megan Birch alongside me, still in the commentary box with Josh Plays down in the pit lane. We'll have the podium ceremony and then we will go off air. And a reminder here on USRN, you've got some fantastic, what's it called, March Madness of action as well, coming up with some basketball games and football games as well. And don't forget, we'll also be commentating on some IndyCar race as well with Matthew and Matt on the calls as well.
That's nice banners on the podium.
It is really nice as well. And fortunately, also actually, I should say, we will be back here on USRN 2 for the Australian Grand Prix. Myself and Ian Birch, definitely part of that team. Don't know what you and Megan are doing yet, but onto the podium. Carlos Sainz finishes in third.
I will be waking up very early for Australia.
Thank God. So Carlos Sainz is third, Charles Leclerc second, and the race winner with a 21st career win is the 2021 world champion himself, Max Verstappen. We hear the Dutch national anthem. But for listeners on USRN,
we've got to talk over it.
Yes.
So,
because of YouTube copyright, we have to talk over it. So I apologise to listeners on USRN 2. But Max Verstappen, I think last year it was Verstappen versus Hamilton. This year, it's the guys we've seen coming up throughout the ranks. It's the young guns time.
It is.
The championship is going to be between these two, of Verstappen and Leclerc.
I think it's brilliant that they are all the top drivers at the moment, and it really shows the development and how well the cars have actually improved. And also further down the field with Magnussen, it's great that he keeps getting Haas in points.
And now the Austrian national anthem for Red Bull as well. Victory number 75 of Red Bull's career. Another fantastic feather in their cap as they come on forward as well. Look at how exhausted Max is. Finally, I think that is a win that cements to him, I am a worthy world champion.
Yeah.
It would be in the back of his mind what happened in Abu Dhabi, even if he says it's okay. That cements it. He's gone wheel to wheel with another dream, another driver, and he's come out on top.
Yeah, and I think that must be really comforting for him to know. You can kind of see it in his eyes too.
And this happened last year as well. Bahrain was Hamilton's, Emilia-Romagna's went to Verstappen's. This year, Bahrain was Leclerc. Saudi Arabia goes to Verstappen. It's 1-1 again.
History repeats itself.
History is repeating itself. We are going to have a close season, and it's going to be between Red Bull and Ferrari. Mercedes massively off the pace, but there is still 21 races to go in this season. Plenty of time for them to catch up.
It could be a freeway fight.
Australia in 2 weeks' time can't come soon enough for them here over there with what's their names? Mercedes. That's the team. Yeah, remember Mercedes. World champions in the constructors. The trophy lifted up by Max Verstappen, a race winner. The stewards have begun an investigation over the last 2 laps. We'll bring you all those reports in the Grand Prix review that you can watch on Joshua Birch, Motorsport Journalist, in a few hours' time. The constructors trophy, 75, going there as well to Red Bull. Megan, talk us through the Ferraris.
What about talking about through the Ferraris? I mean, right now, I think Leclerc is about to get handed his trophy.
Yep, podium.
Beautiful trophy.
Podium number 15 for Charles Leclerc. And for Carlos Sainz, it's going to be his 7th podium in Formula 1. And both of them getting it for the first time 2 in a row, which I think is absolutely fantastic as well. Don't you think, Megs?
Now we see Carlos Sainz getting handed his trophy, and it really is a beautiful trophy. And yeah, it's amazing that they're getting so many trophies.
Indeed.
So what's up with Williams, by the way?
Williams, they started well in Bahrain. Anyway, it's champagne time in Saudi Arabia. Alcohol-free champagne.
Of course.
But it's back to the proper bubbly for Australia in 2 weeks' time. Can't wait. Right. It's time for a wrap-up then, as the celebrations go long into the night here in Saudi Arabia. We got a safe race in the end. We got a clean race in the end. Few safety cars. But what Saudi Arabia has taught us, it is a 2-way fight in the championship. Verstappen versus Leclerc. And of course, Leclerc still leads the championship. That's important to say.
It is very important to say. You can see them all taking a selfie now. That must be believing for Ferrari. Though Leclerc is doing massively well, being the first Monegasque leading the championship. And he must be thinking, now is my time to make everyone proud.
Fastest lap went to Leclerc as well, so it's actually 19 points he gets, not 18, so he extends the lead in the championship as they go off the podium. Right, let's give you the coverage details first of all. The Australian Grand Prix is in 2 weeks' time. You can watch practice and qualifying on Joshua Birch Motorsport Journalist. You can join us then here on USON2 and on the YouTube channel for Grand Prix Live from Australia. After 2 years away, it's time for the 25th Grand Prix at Albert Park. A fantastic circuit. I can't wait to get back. It looks different as well. Can you wait to get back? It's a great race.
I'm very excited to get back.
I'm very excited. So, that's it. Josh Plays down in the pitch. You got any information for us? Rate the race quickly.
Well, what have we learned from Saudi Arabia? That the FIA are still kind of clowns.
Yes. I think that's perfect.
Nothing from the FIA about the yellow flags, but we'll probably bring it up in the review show.
Probably so. Okay, thanks Josh. Thanks for your company. See you later. Megan, thanks to you. And thanks to Ian Burge as well. Up here in the commentary box as well. It's time to wrap up and to say thank you very much. Well, round 2 in the books. On to 21 more in this mammoth 2022 campaign. First 2 races, back-to-back done. What have we learned? Ferrari really are quick. They're championship contenders, no doubt about that. Red Bull had a sloppy start, but they've picked it up here today. Going forward, watch out. For this year, it's the rise of the fresh talent, the young guns. Charles Leclerc versus Max Verstappen seems to be the way the title is going. Thank you very much for joining us here. It's been an absolute pleasure. From us all, goodbye from Bahrain.